make their first Champions League appearances for Chelsea, and Estevao and Gittins make their first Champions League starts for their club. 4 changes for Ajax tonight. You heard the big surprise, it's in goal. Remco Pasveer, the 41-year-old, starts. So Vítězslav Jaros, on loan from Liverpool, the Czech, he drops to the bench. Ko Itakura, the Japanese international, comes in at centre-back. James McConnell, 21-year-old, on loan from Liverpool, makes a first start of the season for Ajax. And Raul Moro comes in for Edvarson up front. We are underway at Stamford Bridge in the pouring rain. We'll keep you across Frankfurt, Liverpool, Monaco, Tottenham, all the other games in the Champions League, the Championship action tonight as well. And the ball has gone out for an early throw to Chelsea, all in blue, playing from right to left in the first half. Ajax have arrived with a noisy bunch of supporters, Chelsea responding in kind. Good atmosphere inside the ground. Ajax sitting bottom of the Champions League table, the giant table of 36 teams, having lost those first 2 games this season. Chelsea lost their first one away to Bayern Munich, won the second here at home against Benfica, and will fancy their chances, I think, Paul Robinson, of putting this Ajax team to the sword tonight, despite all the changes. Yeah, despite all the changes, and it's exactly how you said from the start, how they're lined up. It's Guiu playing high up front on his own. Buonanotte will be the one that's in behind him. Gittins on this near touchline on the left-hand side. And the youngster Estevao, who's been absolutely brilliant in recent weeks. To his detriment, he's been an impact substitute, which is possibly what's kept him on the bench due to his age. He's an easy drop and actually has such an impact when he comes off the bench. He's a good weapon to have, but he gets his start this evening. Yeah, he's already had a first touch of the ball as young Estevao, the 18-year-old Brazilian, but now Chelsea have it on the halfway line, so early possession for the home team, 90 seconds into the game. I think this rain is set to stay this evening. Lavia picks the ball up for Chelsea, 5 yards inside the Ajax half. They come to the left-hand side. Gittins gets his first touch of the evening. I don't think an Ajax player has actually touched the ball as yet. His toss-in, striding forward into the opposition half. Back to Fofana, a bit like Reece James, a player that Chelsea are trying to manage and keep him fit and get him out there for as much football as they can. And Gittins takes his man on for the first time. Chops back onto the right foot, crosses into the penalty area. Kenneth Taylor heads it away to big Wout Weghorst. His layoff header into the Ajax half. Moro is fouled. Ajax get a free kick. More thoughts from Paul in just a second. Let's give you the Ajax team. Remco Pasveer, the 41-year-old, in goal. Brazilian Lucas Rosa at right back. Yuri Bas, product of the Ajax Academy, at left back. Itakura, the Japanese, alongside the Croatian international Josip Sutalo as the 2 centre-backs. James McConnell, the Israeli Oscar Glock, and Kenneth Taylor, the Dutchman, as a midfield 3. Raul Moro, Mika Götze, either side of Wout Weghorst, 33 years old, and he's 1 cap shy of 50 for the Netherlands. We know what he brings, Paul Robinson. Chelsea will be well aware of the threat of Wout Weghorst. Yeah, the problem that Ajax have got is getting the ball to him. We all know that there's a danger in the air, but actually the way that they started, they've been very sacrificial without possession, sitting in that back 4 midfield and right in front of them, and they've sat very deep and allowed Chelsea possession and almost shown their hand already that they are going to play a counter-attacking style. Raul Moro on the dribble, had the beating there of Jarell Hato, but he's lost the ball and Chelsea have quickly turned it into an attack. Not enough pace on the pass from Enzo Fernandez, trying to get it out to Estevao on the right-hand side. Ajax have it again. Here's young McConnell on loan from Liverpool, plays back to Sutalo. He is chased, has to come back to his goalkeeper, Pasveer. Pasveer clears with his left foot up towards the halfway line. Fofana leaps over his man to win the header, beat Götze in the air. Ajax have it again and start to attack down the left-hand side. Little run made through the channel by Glock. Attacking midfielder Oscar Glock, signed from Genk, he was, beg your pardon, from RB Salzburg in the summer. Already 3 goals and 3 assists to his name this season, so Chelsea will have to watch out for him. Just about 4 minutes played in the first half at Stamford Bridge. There's Glock dropping deep into his own half to get the ball for Ajax. Back to Sutalo. He plays it across to the left-hand side to Bas. Inside the Chelsea half, wide on the left. Glock involved again, and Ajax come back into their own half. It is Chelsea 0, Ajax 0. Really surprised how many changes that Enzo Maresca actually made to the team this evening. I mean, we saw the changes that he had to make at the City Ground at half-time at the weekend, but those changes were impactful. They got the result that they wanted. 3 wins on the spin. He's hoping to keep that momentum going tonight, but I do think his roll of dice is taking a chance making that many changes. A couple of early goals in the Championship tonight into the 7:45 kickoffs. QPR going well away from home, particularly this season. 1 up away to Swansea. Roman Burrell has scored that goal, and Nathan Broadhead has given Wrexham the lead against Oxford. Bottom against top has kicked off underway at Hillsborough. We'll keep you updated on Sheffield Wednesday against Middlesbrough. And I beg your pardon, Middlesbrough aren't top, are they, of the league at the moment, but right up there.
Coventry fans will be getting to the keyboard texting you right now.
Straight in, Paul. But I recognise my mistake early on. They're scoring goals for fun, and they are top of the table at the moment, but Middlesbrough going extremely well. Chelsea having to do without the ball for a second here. 5 minutes in. Ajax free kick inside their own half. Frankfurt and Liverpool is goalless, so is Monaco against Spurs. 3 wins for the English teams in the Champions League last night, and pretty comfortable ones too. Here's Itakura. Plays to his right to Lucas Rosa, the right back for Ajax. Back to Pasveer, making a first appearance of the season in goal for the Dutch club tonight, and here they come down the right. The Spaniard, Raul Moro, outside of his right foot, looking for the run of Taylor. Fofana's got it covered. Philip Jorgensen was coming too. Luckily the communication was okay between the Chelsea pair. Fofana took it away to the left-hand side, has played it back into his own penalty area here to Jorgensen, and now here's Caicedo, who's moved from right back into the midfield, passes it quickly forward here, and Chelsea players in the blue shirts starting to make runs inside the Ajax half. Paul Robinson.
One of the hardest things to pick up when you're a goalkeeper, when you're out the team for a while and you're coming in and out, is your depth perception, your reading of the through ball. And immediately there, Philip Jorgensen, his first touch of the ball, he misjudged the through ball, and Fofana had to get there first, sweep it up. Came to nothing in the end, but you could see he was a little bit stuttery. Stop-start.
Ball is back with Pasveer, the Ajax goalkeeper. Now a goal at Hillsborough. Sarah Mulkerrins.
And it's Sheffield Wednesday 0, Middlesbrough 1. A really well-worked goal on the counter. Quick movement from the visitors. Pull back from the left, and there was Morgan Whittaker on the opposite side to finish low. Sheffield Wednesday 0, Middlesbrough 1.
First chance of the game at Stamford Bridge goes to Ajax. Mika Götze, the left winger, side-footed effort, blocked at close range. It was Glock, the Israeli, who made the run. Got into a little pocket of space on the left-hand side, took his time, found the pass. Important block made by Chelsea.
No, Chelsea thought it was going to be easy. That's the first warning. Götze had a really good opportunity. It was all Oscar Glock down the left-hand side. He makes a through ball, runs in behind, gets in behind the Chelsea defence on that left-hand side. He takes his time, actually, waits for his teammates to join him in the 18-yard box. For me, he had far too much time and space. He was able to pull it back to Götze. It was blocked in the end, but it's a warning shot for Chelsea.
So Bayern Munich lead Club Brugge 1-0 early on in the Champions League tonight. Chelsea 0, Ajax 0. Buonanotte gets onto the ball for Chelsea, just inside the Ajax half. Plays it to Gittins and gets it back. Chelsea work it back into the centre circle. Next break in play will check in on the early stages of Frankfurt-Liverpool. Fofana, though, has whipped a ball out to the right-hand side. Here's the twinkle-toed Estevao, comes drifting infield. Short pass to his right. And Chelsea looking for options. Deeper cross, diagonal ball to the left-hand side. Gittins let it hit his back. That was clever. And the offside flag is up. So it'll be a free kick to Ajax. Coming, Conor McNamara.
It is still Frankfurt 0, Liverpool 0. 8 minutes played, chances at both ends though. Bohaya was denied by Mamadashvili. He would have been offside anyway, the Frankfurt striker. But then down the other end, an opportunity for Alexander Isak. Ball looped over the top. He's in close range in front of the goalkeeper, but he slams it straight at Zetterer. It was a good save. It remains Frankfurt 0, Liverpool 0.
Pasveer, the Ajax goalkeeper, very nearly caught in possession by Mark Guiu. Not really mentioned the Chelsea striker's name yet so far this evening. Chased that down and got very close to nicking it.
He looked every one of his 41 years then, the goalkeeper, didn't he? He looked a bit slow and sluggish. Guiu really closed him down quickly and nearly pounced on a mistake by the goalkeeper. Wasn't sure how close that Guiu was to him, but he was very, very close.
Mark Guiu is the young Spanish striker, 19 years old. Came on and made a difference at the City ground on Saturday. Has played a couple of times in the Champions League for his former club Barcelona. Scored a goal away to Royal Antwerp as well. But in terms of his Chelsea career, this is a first Champions League appearance for him. 9 minutes into the first half. Chelsea 0, Ajax 0. Tosin's ball up to Guiu. First touch not quite good enough. Ajax try and bring it away. Chelsea have won it back. Buonanotte looking for Guiu. The pass is just behind him. Fernandes and Buonanotte chasing for Chelsea. Lavia snaps into a challenge. It breaks loose just short of the halfway line, and Tosin quickly hits a low pass out to Estevao, who fancies this, uses his speed to get away down the right. The cross is blocked, and it goes behind for a Chelsea corner.
Playing very wide tonight, Estevao noticeably. Manager's obviously told him when they're in possession, make the pitch as wide as they can. When you get the ball to him, the whole stadium lifts. He's one of those type of players. He excites the crowd, he excites the fans. His first thought is always forward. He wants to take his full-back on. As I say, he's been an impact substitute, but he's got such a big future, this young Brazilian.
So corner for Chelsea. Chelsea nil, Ajax nil in the Champions League. Bayern Munich leading Club Brugge 1-0. Whipped into that near post, flicked on. That was a defensive header that went across the face of the Ajax goal and has gone out the other side for another corner to Chelsea.
Yeah, really vicious in-whipped ball from Estevao it was, with his left foot. Ajax defender, central midfielder James McConnell, I think it was, got there at the near post. Not sure he knew too much about it. Flick on, just avoided the far post, giving Chelsea another corner down on this near side.
Enzo Fernandez back in action for Chelsea. Wipes the moisture from his face in front of the Ajax fans in the shed end. That little corner away to our left. Takes the corner with his right foot. Low one into the near post, looking for a little flick. Referee spotted something he didn't like in there, so Ajax are going to get themselves a free kick.
And just watching Johnny Heitinger down beneath us in these technical areas. We know they're not often used by managers, but you can see he's a manager under pressure. He's trying to get instructions onto the pitch. He's trying to get his back four up and down. He's literally living every single minute as Johnny Heitinger beneath us.
All in black, Johnny Heitinger as well. Smart black shoes, black trousers, black gilet, long sleeve black jumper as well. No worry about the rain. His opposite number, Enzo Maresca, in the grey puffer, arms crossed, standing to his right. Ball up towards Weghorst, wide on the left for Ajax. Ajax in a sort of light coffee coloured kit this evening. Ball is worked to the right. Morrow stretches out a right leg, nearly kept that in play on the volley on the right, but it's gone out for a Chelsea throw midway inside their own half. Chelsea nil, Ajax nil. Monaco Spurs early stages. Maz Farouki.
0-0 in Monaco, Ali. Kudos conceding a free kick in a dangerous area, 8 yards or so out from the area on the left, but Tottenham defending it well. But Monaco have the bit between their teeth at the moment. They're giving Tottenham quite a lot to think about at the back at the moment. Monaco nil, Spurs nil.
Yeah, held Manchester City last time out as well with that late Eric Dyer penalty, as Maz was saying before the game, and Caicedo goes thumping into a challenge with Kenneth Taylor. Both players go up in the air, land on the ground, no free kick given, and Chelsea are able to bring the ball out from inside their own half, and Ajax quite happy to sit off them for now as they play up to the halfway line. Here's Tosin at walking pace. Gittins was about to set off on a run on the left-hand side, decided against that. And Chelsea again working across the halfway line. Fofana opens his body up. Buonanotte's making a run through the middle, so's Guiu. Guiu will be Pasveer to the ball, and Pasveer gets down, makes the block, comes off the Dutch keeper, goes behind for the Chelsea corner.
That's the first real look at goal that Guiu's got. There's a lovely ball through, defence splitting pass, times his run perfectly, just holds on the shoulder of the defender. Fernandez it was who played him through. Goalkeeper comes out and he just about does well enough to make a block, but good play from Chelsea.
Caicedo, chip ball down the right, nearly found Estevao, whacked away by the Ajax defender. Philip Jorgensen, Chelsea's Danish goalkeeper, all in bright orange, well outside his penalty area. Only player inside that Chelsea half away to our right. Defending that goal in front of the Matthew Harding stand in the first half and knocking the ball around very comfortably at the moment. Chelsea nil, Ajax nil. Here's Fofana, speedy ball, zipping across the wet pitch. Estevao heavily involved in the early stages. Ducks inside onto his left foot, overhits the cross. Gittins trying to get onto that at the far post. It was beyond Buonanotte as well, and it goes behind for the goal kick to Ajax. Paul Robbins.
Already you can see Chelsea going to have to move the ball quick this evening. Ajax, yes, they have offered an attacking threat on the counter-attack, on the break, but actually when they do lose possession, they sit very quickly into this defensive structure. You can see it's something that he's worked on the training ground. Out of possession, they're not deep, not necessarily deep, but they're very, very compact. The line between the defence, the midfield, and even Weghorst, it's all very close, it's very narrow, trying to get Chelsea down the middle and put the blocks in. It's a good solid defensive shape as soon as they lose possession.
Lavia under a little bit of pressure inside his own half. Glock was behind him. Lavia gets it back to Fofana. Ajax back off as Caicedo comes creeping forward with the Champions League match ball at his feet. Rolls it across to Tosin, who plaintively sort of throws a left arm out, palm upwards, as if to say, right, where's my option? Caicedo Comes in from right back into the midfield, gives it to Tosin. Cross here to Hatto. Gittins with a little chip spinning ball, looking for Hatto again, the former Ajax man. He runs away from him as he tried to bring it down on his left foot and only into the arms of Remco Pasveer. Bayern Munich have a second goal against Club Brugge. Paul Robinson, guess who has scored that for Bayern München?
Is it almost as predictable as who scores for Manchester City these days?
Pretty much.
Mr. Kane.
Yes, initials HK. Harry Kane has the goal. Yellow card, first of the night here. Chelsea win a free kick midway inside the Ajax half. Just going to watch for the challenge again on the monitor. It's Kenneth Taylor. Ajax lost the ball inside their own half. It was Taylor who lost it, wasn't it, Paul? And then he stretches out.
Clumsy, just a clumsy challenge right into the referee's nose. Requires some treatment. Estevao. It wasn't the best looking challenge from Taylor. As you say, picked up the game's first yellow card.
So Kenneth Taylor goes in the book. Bayern Munich leading Club Brugge by 2-0. Chelsea 0, Ajax 0. Oh, crikey, that's a bad one.
We're just getting to see the replay now. We're not that delayed reaction. Oh, it's a nasty challenge, isn't it?
Yeah, it's on Buonanotte.
That's halfway up his shin.
Taylor loses the ball. He stretches in desperation to win it, but he is off the ground there with his left foot, and it catches Buonanotte above the ankle, and the referee's been sent to the screen. This could be a game changer.
That's not pretty. I mean, we didn't see it initially because it was on the far side of the field to us. It looked a clumsy, mistimed challenge, but as we've seen the replays now, the referee's gone over to the screen. He's back already.
Yeah.
Wait for it. This ain't going to take long.
He's taken 2 seconds, the referee, to decide that Kenneth Taylor deserves a red card for the challenge of Facundo Buonanotte. It didn't look good in real time. We've had a couple of looks at the replay as well, and the referee needed no time at all to make his mind up there. So Ajax, within 16 minutes of this first half against Chelsea, 0-0 at the moment, already down to 10 men. Nightmare start to the Champions League for them. Lost at home to Inter, lost away to Marseille, and now have to play the rest of this game a man down.
Yeah, it's not a nice looking challenge. And you know what, we've just seen what the referee looked at as well on the monitor. It's that still. We've all been there when we're all at home watching it, and the referee goes over to the monitor, and initially is the still image. He saw the still image, they rolled it on for 4 seconds, and immediately was back on the pitch. Gone. And you can see it. It was clumsy, it was mistimed, and it wasn't needed in that area of the pitch. I mean, it's midway through their own defensive third in their own half. There's no danger to the goal. He lost possession, and you can see as a footballer, you want to quickly atone for your error. It was ugly, it was mistimed, and it was a red card.
Yeah, dangerous challenge. Quite rightly, Kenneth Taylor sent off. The referee needing to be sent to the screen to make that decision. And there's the ball into the penalty area. There's the chance for Chelsea, and they lead by a goal to 0. And the offside flag stays down, and it's Mark Guiu from close range who side foots it home, bobbled it into the ground and past the goalkeeper. And Mark Guiu has Chelsea up and running. Ajax immediately down to 10 men, and within 20 seconds Chelsea take advantage. Guiu with the first goal of the season from close range. Chelsea 1, Ajax 0. It is going to be a very long night for Ajax now.
Yeah, really well worked free kick from Chelsea. This all came from the free kick that resulted in the sending off. Played short into Fernandes, and it wasn't a great ball into the box, in all honesty. It took 1 or 2 bounces across the Ajax back four. They're already trying to regroup, trying to settle after going down to 10 men. Didn't defend it very well at all, came to the back post, and I think it was Fofana at the back post, or one of the Chelsea defenders, who headed it back across to Guiu, and he couldn't miss. Simple chance from 3 or 4 yards. He's not going to get an easier opportunity than that. The defending from Ajax is absolutely woeful. Short free kick, they don't know whether to stay or go, the Ajax defenders. Ball comes in, everybody's onside looking at it. Ball at the far post, headed back across, and it really is such a simple goal for Chelsea, but a really poor goal for Ajax to concede.
So Mark Guiu with his first Chelsea goal of the season. He was the striker, of course, who went on loan to Sunderland at the start of the season, and then came the injury to Liam Delap. He was recalled, and now here he is starting in the Champions League for Chelsea for the first time. Not only that, scoring his first Champions League goal for the club as well. Marseille won up away to Sporting in the Champions League. In the Championship, West Brom won up away to Watford. Isaac Price with that goal. What about Frankfurt-Liverpool? Conor McNamara.
Still Frankfurt 0, Liverpool 0. 2 chances for Alexander Isak, 2 decent saves by Eintracht goalkeeper Zetterer. Liverpool, after 4 straight defeats, just desperately seeking a breakthrough, but an early setback has seen Frimpong go off injured. Conor Bradley has come on at right back. Frankfurt 0, Liverpool 0.
Chelsea have conceded a free kick. They lead 1-0 through Guiu's goal. Ajax down to 10 men. The free kick comes in from the left and it bounces harmlessly on the edge of the 6-yard box. No Ajax player is going to be able to get to that, and it skips behind for the goal kick to Chelsea. A reminder, it's a Champions League final score night on 5 Live and BBC Sound, so via the iPlayer, BBC Sport website or app, you can see the scores come through on the video printer while you listen to our commentary. Click on Champions League final score, and Champions League match of the day tonight. Mark Chapman in the hot seat after he's finished with us. BBC One at 10:40. Here come Chelsea again, pouring forward, and are Ajax about to make a change, do you think, Paul Robinson?
Yeah, there's a lot of activity on the Ajax bench down there. The 4th official, the bench is just tucked underneath us, so we can't exactly see who it is yet, but one of the coaching staff stood next to the 4th official with that card, ready to pass him the ball to make the substitution. Could be a defensive change, methinks.
Yeah, Sutalo on the ball for Ajax, turns, passes back into his own half. There's Itakura, the Japanese centre-back, plays back to his goalkeeper, Pasveer. Long ball downfield with his left foot. 10 changes made by Enzo Maresca tonight, and already Chelsea a goal in front, and already Ajax a man down. Kenneth Taylor sent off for the lunging challenge on Facundo Buonanotte, who fortunately is back on his feet, the 20-year-old Argentine, and continuing this game for Chelsea. Ball's played out to the left-hand side to Gittins. Gittins back to Hato. Hato to Tosin. Tosin with the diagonal ball towards Estevao. It reaches him, takes it down on his thigh, tries to flick it over the fullback Bass, manages it at the second attempt, and then Glock comes in to help out for Ajax, makes the tackle, and the ball goes out for a throw-in to Chelsea.
He's such a good player, Estevao. He's such a talent. He's such a live wire. He's causing so many problems. Unfortunately for Chelsea, he's just gone down off the ball after that tackle in the 18-yard box. He's got back to his feet now after talking to the referee. It does look like he's going to be okay.
Mark Guiu, apparently, according to the BBC Sport website, Chelsea's youngest ever goal scorer in the Champions League. When Reece James scored that goal in the 4-4 against Ajax 6 years ago, I think at that time he took that honour. But it is now Mark Guiu. If Estevao scores tonight, he's 18. He would take the honour himself. And I think there's probably a few Chelsea players out there who fancy they might get on the score sheet tonight. Malik Yalkoué has been sent off for Swansea in the Championship. They're already 1-0 down at home to QPR. Glock is coming off shortly for Ajax. There's the cross from Gittins on the left-hand side. Estevao was interested, it's beyond him, and it goes behind for the goal kick. And coming on for Ajax will be Yorti Mokio, the 18-year-old Belgian, who's just waiting to get onto the field here. He took one step onto the field. The referee, Felix Zweier of Germany, wasn't quite ready for him to come on because Oscar Glock hasn't come off. So the Israeli playmaker is off and 18-year-old Yorti Mokio is on. Frankfurt 0, Liverpool 0, Monaco 0, Spurs 0, and Chelsea leading Ajax 1-0, and Watford have equalised against West Brom in the Championship, and the rain gets ever heavier here at Stamford Bridge, and Fofana just comfortably shepherds the ball out of play and gets ready to take a throw-in for Chelsea on the right-hand side. Those are the Ajax fans you can hear away to our left, and they don't seem, probably at the substitution, do you think, Paul?
Yeah,
they're not best
immediately.
But, I mean,
my Dutch isn't fluent, but I know Johnny. Johnny's pretty apparent in each language, isn't it? I think that was directed towards the manager, and you can hear the Chelsea fans in the background. You're getting sacked in the morning, bringing the 18-year-old central midfielder Mokio for Oscar Glock. Oscar Glock looked really lively, in all honesty. He's been the biggest attacking threat when Ajax have gone forward, ventured forward. He's been the most advanced one. He's looked the most creative, but the manager's chosen to sacrifice him in favour of a central defensive midfielder.
One win in the last 6 games for Ajax. First domestic defeat of the season came at home against AZ Alkmaar. Here's Gittins into that Ajax penalty area. Oh, he hit the shot with his right foot. It was blocked at close range. I'm not sure Pasveer would have saved that. Chelsea looking very dangerous. They've won a corner. They lead Ajax 1-0.
Yeah, they're going to have to be careful here, Ajax. You can see that they're all at sea at the moment. The message hasn't got back on from the manager as to how they're going to structure who's picking up who. Gittins does really well on this left-hand side. Cuts in on his right foot far too easily.
Estevao inside the penalty area. The corner was taken short. Caicedo slices the shot badly. He's already scored 3 goals this season. That one nowhere near the back of the net, and it goes behind for the goal kick to Ajax. So one stat that's already redundant tonight, Paul. There hadn't been a 0-0 draw in Chelsea's last 50 European games, so that ticks over to 51. The other one I picked up on ahead of the game, and I don't think this one's going to change either unless Ajax can do something pretty remarkable. Chelsea have only lost 2 of their last 60 group games or league phase games in European competition, and that record runs over 2 decades or more. That is an incredible home record. Those are group games, not knockout games, but still. Here's Lavia battling for the ball. Chelsea have it, and suddenly the blue shirts come pouring forward in the driving rain. Enzo Fernandez, ball at his feet. Ajax defenders backpedaling. He curls a sweet pass over to Estevao on the right-hand side. Estevao drops a shoulder, hits the shot, skids into the box, and it's cleared away and bounces down by the dead ball line. Goal in Frankfurt. Conor McNamara.
Big goal, 25 minutes played in Germany, and Liverpool are behind again, and it's Rasmus Christensen, once of Leeds United. Florian Wirtz, who was caught in possession in the build-up. Liverpool were hoping that he might relax back on familiar territory in Germany, but having lost the ball on the edge of the attacking area, Liverpool suddenly have to retreat. It's a wonderful flowing Frankfurt move from one penalty area all to the other, and it's the right back Rasmus Christensen who rubs salt in Arne Slot's wounds. It's Eintracht Frankfurt 1, Liverpool 0.
4 defeats in a row going into that game tonight, and Liverpool behind away to Frankfurt. We'll keep you posted as soon as anything else happens in the game. On air with you through until 10:30 tonight for all the analysis and reaction as well, which will be in that Football Daily podcast on the BBC Sounds app for you tomorrow morning. Caicedo lines up another shot, big deflection, and it ends up in the back of the net. Poor old Remco Pasveer had no chance with that. Caicedo's low shot was on target. It hit the Croatian defender Sutalo. Pasveer went one way, the ball went another, and Chelsea, I mean, there's only 26 minutes played, but you'd say the 3 points are probably already in the bag. Chelsea 2, Ajax 0.
You cannot see any other outcome. This is far too easy for Chelsea. I mean, we talked about the changes, but it's not going to affect anything tonight. Ajax already down to 10 men. 2-0 down in the 27th minute. That's the second time Moses Caicedo has been afforded the freedom of Stamford Bridge from 25 yards out. Just gets the ball out of his feet. He hits his shot, it's goalwards. It doesn't really look like it's going to trouble the goalkeeper that much, but then it takes a big deflection of Sutalo just in front of the goalkeeper on the edge of the 18-yard box. Ajax look dejected, they look crestfallen, they look idealless. Excellent from Chelsea. The Ajax fans away to our left-hand side. It's all gone very quiet, and those that were stood are now sat. Chelsea fans can see nothing but a victory. As you say, this one looks done already.
That shot from Caicedo had power. It was on target. I think Pasveer would have saved it, but because the shot was on target, Caicedo will get his 4th goal of the season, I'm pretty sure.
It was going to be comfortable for the goalkeeper, wasn't it? It was going just straight to him, down to his right-hand side. It'd have been a comfortable save, you would expect.
A little bit of skill from Morrow down the right for Ajax. Flicks the ball past Hatto, but it's gone too far and behind for the goal kick. Given the weather conditions in West London tonight, I'm just looking at Enzo Maresca giving Gittins a little bit of on-field coaching there, showing him what he should do with the ball. I was just thinking for Johnny Heitinga, Paul, it never rains, but it pours.
It pours, yeah. And it's one of those, isn't it, as a manager, you've got to front it, you've got to stand there on the touchline, and no matter how heavy this rain gets, you just stand there and take it all. Those Ajax fans away to our left again, not a happy bunch.
No, suck it up, or maybe more pertinently, soak it up this evening. Chelsea 2, Ajax 0. Big story developing in Frankfurt as well, because Frankfurt lead Liverpool by a goal to 0. Mo Salah on the bench for Liverpool this evening. Ekitike and Isak both starting, taking you to the Monaco Spurs game shortly, but every time Chelsea come forward with the ball, you sense there may be another opportunity. Gittins cross in, hits a couple of bodies, might fall to Estevao. Estevao trying to work it onto his right foot, twisting and turning. So much presence under pressure there. Cross comes in, beats everyone inside the penalty area. Morrow nods it down. Lavia sees an opportunity to get onto the ball for Chelsea. Collects it just outside that Ajax penalty area. Back to Tosin, forward to Caicedo. Here's Fofana. And Chelsea at the moment just toying with Ajax. The ball comes wide now to Gittins, who is yet to score for his new club Chelsea, so he'll fancy an opportunity tonight. He was another one that looked good coming off the bench against Nottingham Forest on Saturday. Finds Enzo Fernandez, cross towards Guiu. Estevao waiting, Pasveer just keeps that in by the dead ball line. Monaco Spurs latest, Maz Farouki.
Their best chance, Van de Ven heading over the crossbar from a ball from the left from Audebert, but now he's just had a Vicario boot on the nose as he scrambled back to defend, because Spurs are really struggling with the pace of Monaco, in particular down the left-hand side at the moment. It is though still Monaco 0, Spurs 0.
Coming up to half an hour played in the pouring rain at Stamford Bridge. Ajax down to 10 men. Kenneth Taylor was sent off in the 17th minute. Chelsea scored a minute and 17 seconds after that. Guiu with the first, Caicedo with a heavily deflected second, and here's Raul Morrow for the Dutch team. Low ball into the Chelsea penalty area. Penalty for Ajax! Morrow was caught after he played the pass by Tosin, and Chelsea potentially have gifted Ajax a way back into the game, and Tosin's booked for the challenge as well, Paul Robinson.
That's one thing they can't afford to do tonight, Chelsea, is make mistakes and cost themselves silly goals. It's a simple ball into the penalty box, and it's Morrow, he's the one that's looked the most lively. He's played the ball already, and Tosin catches him after he's passed the ball. I mean, the referee had no doubt, immediately pointed to the spot, booked Tosin straight away.
Yeah, Tosin treads on his foot quite clumsily after Morrow plays the ball. I was just thinking, Ajax have had the players sent off tonight. Chelsea have had 4 players and a manager sent off in the last 5 games. Surely can't be another one for Chelsea tonight. We'll look one more time.
Yeah,
well, he definitely treads on his toe.
Yeah, he stands on his foot. I mean, I'm not so sure that he needed to jump a foot in the air after he'd been trodden on.
It's very painful, Paul.
There was contact, and yeah, the referee's given it. It won't be overturned. It will be a penalty, and he's caught him, hasn't he? You can see he's down on the pitch now, receiving treatment from the physio. An opportunity against all odds for Ajax. Well, to at least get on the score sheet. I mean, I was going to say a route back into the game, but the way the game's gone, surely not.
Go back 6 years, Ajax led 4-1. They had 2 men sent off at the same time in the game. I don't know if you remember that. It was Daley Blint and Joel Veltman. One of them got sent off for a second yellow, but the referee had played advantage. The move continued. Then there was a handball, and the other one was sent off for the handball. So 2 players sent off at the same time, and Chelsea got it back to 4-4. Are we in for one of those nights at Stamford Bridge tonight? 5 Live and BBC Sounds, Champions League final score night as well, so you can listen to our commentary while seeing the scores come in on the Vidi printer via the iPlayer website and app. And it's Wout Weghorst, soaking wet Weghorst, who takes a deep breath and has a chance to get Ajax back in the game. Here he comes with his right foot, nearly saved by Jorgensen, but it creeps under his left hand, and Ajax do score. Chelsea 2, 10-man Ajax 1.
Should have saved it. Jorgensen, he's gone the right way. He's done everything right, but he's chopped down on the ball. Instead of getting his hand behind the ball, he's gone up to come down, we call it. He's gone on top of the ball, and it's slipped under his hand. I mean, he's read the penalty well. He's danced along his line. Weghorst does that stuttery run up. He's gone with the side of his right foot, opened his foot up, gone down to the goalkeeper's left. And as I say, Jorgensen's done everything right, and he's absolutely fuming with himself. He's frustrated because he's chopped onto the ball instead of putting his hand behind it. Should have saved it, in all honesty.
Monaco and Spurs goalless. Frankfurt leading Liverpool by a 1-0 last we heard. Now Chelsea 2, Ajax 1, as the rain continues to drum down here at Stamford Bridge. Fofana's on the ball, Chelsea on the attack again. Tosin nearly let that get away from him. Across to Hato, former Ajax man. Little ball, 1-2 with Lavia. Here's Hato, left-footed drive, blocked inside the penalty area by Itakura. Lavia dragged back by Weghorst, no free kick given. Caicedo quickly finds Estevao on the right-hand side. He's a blur of blue, Estevao, as he goes attacking these Ajax defenders. Then he slips over, picks himself up, and Ajax with Bass should be able to clear the ball away. Challenge comes in and it goes behind for the goal kick. So what's the latest in Germany? Frankfurt, Liverpool, Conor McNamara.
12 minutes to go to half-time. Frankfurt lead Liverpool by 1-0. Liverpool increasingly, desperately chasing this now. Conor Bradley's just had a big chance. He's only ever scored once for Liverpool. He stole into the penalty area, did everything right, headed it downwards towards the bottom corner, but a super save keeps it Frankfurt 1, Liverpool 0.
Watford 1, West Brom 1 is half-time in the Championship. The latest 72 Plus podcast available right now on the BBC Sounds app for everything EFL. Referee Felix Zweier is in conversation with Chelsea players and Ajax players about Weghorst's challenge on Lavia, where he seemed to grab him around the neck. We'll cope with that in a second. There's been a goal in Frankfurt. Conor McNamara.
Feel the relief for Liverpool. It's 1-1, Frankfurt 1, Liverpool 1, and against his old team, Hugo Ekitike has scored a breakaway goal. Well worked as Frankfurt pushed far too far forward. He was onside inside his own half. He got to run through one-on-one with the goalkeeper. He's made a big deal of not celebrating against his old team, but this is a huge goal for Liverpool. After 4 defeats in a row, 1-0 down tonight, they've got it back to 1-1.
So a former Frankfurt player scores for Liverpool to make it 1-1. Former Liverpool player scores for Bayern Munich to make it 3-0 against Club Brugge. Luis Diaz has scored the third for Bayern Munich. The referee had a fairly lengthy conversation with both sets of players after the Weghorst challenge on Lavia. Nothing was done about it afterwards, no yellow cards or anything further. VAR will have had a look as well. That is Soren Storz tonight.
You missed him out your list. Former Burnley, Man United player scores tonight for Ajax.
Wout Weghorst.
There you go.
From the penalty spot for Ajax, exactly right. Paul Robinson with us here at Stamford Bridge, thankfully in the dry this evening under the roof of the East Stand. Weghorst, he's fired up now into a heavy challenge on Lavia again. Ball deflects off Lavia's shins and goes out for a throw. So we've still got a game on our hands here. 10 minutes left in the first half, but Chelsea really should be comfortable tonight, Paul. They're up against 10 men now. They lead 2-1. They should be taking control of this game.
It was a silly challenge for the penalty, wasn't it? I mean, he'd already passed the ball, and it wasn't like he was breaking through, he was on goal. He was running across the width of the 18-yard box, only just inside the box. It was a pointless, needless challenge. And that's what I say, Chelsea can ill afford to be the masters of their own downfall in a game which has been so comfortable.
Chelsea have given the ball away there. Fofana inside his own half chested it down. It was taken off him by Götze. Lavia has stepped in and sorted it out. Caicedo is playing right back tonight, just in case you are just tuning in. 10 changes made by Enzo Maresca tonight. Malo Gusto unavailable because he's ill. Fair few injured as well. Here's Gittins coming in from the left, crossing towards the near post. Nearly found Guiu's head, and then the ball bounced off a few players. Eventually Buonanotte on the floor and ended up in the arms of the goalkeeper Pasveer for Ajax.
Yeah, good ball again from Gittins on this left-hand side. He's looked lively. He's had fits and starts in the game. He's not involved all the time. You can see he drifts in and out of the game, but when he does and when ball arrives at his feet, it's almost like a spark. He looks to get inside, get on that right foot, and he's put some dangerous balls across the 18-yard box.
Half-time whistles blowing in the Championship. We said Watford 1, West Brom 1. QPR 1 up at Swansea. Swansea down to 10 men, and Wrexham lead Oxford 1-0 at half-time. Weghorst is now down. He's taken an accidental whack to the face inside the Chelsea half. So we're going to wait for him to receive some treatment. Liverpool back level in the Champions League. Went 1 down away to Frankfurt. That is now 1-1. Monaco and Spurs is goalless. Tomorrow, if you're a fan of Scottish football, you've got Rangers, Aberdeen and Celtic, all in European action. You can listen to AEK Athens against Aberdeen live on Sports Extra 2. It kicks off at 5:45. On Sports Extra it's Brann against Rangers, and then the evening game on Sports Extra is Celtic against Sturm Graz. Play not breaking out anytime soon here. Let's check in on Monaco Spurs. Maz Farouki.
Great chance for Monaco, for Valérien Balogun. Incisive pass to the middle of the Spurs defence to him, 10 yards out. His shot was parried away to his left though by Vicario for a Monaco corner. They are really on top at the moment. 37 minutes played, Monaco 0, Spurs 0.
We have blood pouring from Wout Weghorst's head. What happened there, Paul? What did you see?
No, it was a coming together with him and Tosin. They both went up for a header, but as he fell, Weghorst fell in behind Tosin, and completely accidentally he catches him with his studs and across his forehead.
Another goal in Frankfurt. Conor McNamara.
Liverpool turn it around, 2 goals within 4 minutes of each other, and suddenly it's Frankfurt 1, Liverpool 2. This is Virgil van Dijk from an in-swinging corner, commanding header from close range. Liverpool, who were really sweating after losing the last 4 games in a row, but after going 1-0 down here, they now lead. Frankfurt 1, Liverpool 2.
Chelsea 2, Ajax 1. I'm glad Van Dijk scored tonight. It gives me a chance to tell you this, Paul. I was looking into Ajax's European history, their great European history. So famously won the European Cup, as was in the early 70s 3 times in a row, 71, 72 and 73. The first time they won it, just going to flip through my notes here and find it, they beat Panathinaikos 2-0 at Wembley. The scorer of their first goal was Dick Van Dijk. Van Dijk spelt like the Dutch Van Dijk.
Very good.
But blimey Mary Poppins, Dick Van Dijk opened the scoring at Wembley in 1971. So there you go. Virgil van Dijk has scored for Liverpool tonight. They were 1-0 down, they're 2-1 up. Chelsea are 2-1 up against 10-man Ajax. 6 minutes remaining in the first half. Chelsea all in blue shirts, blue shorts and white socks, playing from right to left in this first half. Fofana's on the ball, tiptoeing forward, finds Tosin. Tosin floats one into the penalty area. Pasveer lets it go. That'll be an Ajax goal kick. The 8 o'clock kickoff in the Championship tonight. Sheffield Wednesday against Middlesbrough. Sarah Mulkerrins.
It's Sheffield Wednesday 0, Middlesbrough 1. The visitors well on top here. Tommy Conway has had a couple of decent chances to try and extend their lead. Fired it wide from centre of goal and then headed over, a nice chipped effort. So it's Sheffield Wednesday 1, Middlesbrough 0.
In a second, going to have a little look at the latest Champions League table as it stands with the goals that have gone in this evening. This is 5 Live and BBC Sounds, live from Stamford Bridge. Free kick, give it against Fofana. Weghorst in the battle again.
He's in the mood, Weghorst. He really is. He's in the mood. You can see he couldn't wait to get back on the pitch. I mean, he's been patched up, his head's bleeding, but that's just put the bit between his teeth even more than it was. He really is up for it, Weghorst.
Yeah, the blood has now been wiped away and he looks absolutely fine down there. He's not got a big bandage wrapped around his head, but there is something of the sort of warrior about him anyway. Giant of a man, long hair tied back in the tight bun at the back of his head. Blood pouring down his face. He looked like some pirate involved in the middle of a battle there, and it was Fofana who got up above him, leant on Weghorst's head. I mean, you're doing well to get up above Weghorst in the first place, and you can still see the cut on Weghorst's forehead as the free kick comes into the Chelsea penalty area. Stretch from Sutalo. Flag is up for an offside, so Chelsea will get a free kick. 3.5 minutes remaining in the first half at Stamford Bridge. Chelsea 2, Ajax 1.
That's another thing they're going to have to be careful with Chelsea's defending set plays, because Ajax, we can see already with the 10 men, we know exactly how they're going to play. They're going to look to get into the final third. Free kicks, corners and throw-ins. They'll put the big central defenders forward. They've got Weghorst. Another opportunity there. Ball into the box. 3 Ajax players completely unmarked. Just a poor delivery in the end.
Liverpool and Chelsea in the current giant Champions League table would both be moving to 6 points with a win tonight. That would have Liverpool 12th and Chelsea 13th as things stand. Esteval's ball into the penalty area, past everyone again. It was behind Fernandes. He tried to bring it down, couldn't control it, and it's gone behind for the goal kick to Ajax.
I think it'd have been better leaving that to Gittens. Fernandes had his back to goal and he tried to almost trap it with the sole of his foot. Went under his foot and out for a goal kick, but Gittens was in behind him. He'd have had a clear strike on goal. Decent ball across the box from Esteval again.
Ajax have taken their goal kick short. Pasveer takes one touch and then hoofs the ball downfield. Fofana wins the header. It went past Weghorst. Weghorst gets on the ball, plays it into midfield here to Mokio, who's the 18-year-old Belgian who's had to come on since Kenneth Taylor got himself sent off in the 17th minute of the game for the ugly lunge that caught Buonanotte. Ajax knocking it around nicely inside their own half. They're outnumbered, but they're doing okay.
You've got to give them credit for they've actually put a level of doubt into the game. Chelsea were absolutely cruising 2-0. It was a case of who and how many are they going to score, Chelsea. It was going to be a really easy evening for them. But all of a sudden you've got to give Ajax credit, because that element of doubt has come back in and there's maybe a little bit of confidence coming to their side.
Pasveer nearly gave the ball away with the clearance from inside his own penalty area. You heard the Ajax fans enjoying themselves there, because they were stringing passes around inside their own half. They're doing it again, giving it the Olays. I think Lavia's going to win the 50-50. Falls to Buonanotte. Sliding challenge on him is not successful. Gittins has loads of space to work with on the left-hand side for Chelsea. Fernandes makes the run ahead of him. Here he is. Oh, heavy challenge by Weghorst. Penalty for Chelsea. And Weghorst theatrically puts his head in his hands and says, I can't believe it, I got the ball, ref. But again, the referee, no hesitation, saw the challenge, saw the giant lub of Weghorst come sliding in on Fernandes, and he's pointed straight to the spot.
Listen, I've not seen the replay yet, but at first glance I thought that was timed it to perfection. I mean, he's a great big lump, Weghorst, comes sliding across Fernandes. He takes ball and man. I mean, the referee has absolutely no hesitation. Weghorst is amazed he got the ball, but we're just waiting to see the replay as to whether he got the ball and Fernandes as well. If he got the ball first, that's a really good challenge. Don't get me wrong, he did lump Fernandes, but at initial glance, it looked like a decent challenge.
He took absolutely
everything,
didn't he? Weghorst there. We're going to see it again close up on the replay. No,
penalty all day long. Penalty.
He's absolutely
all day long.
Him out.
He's cleaned him up, and the ball did move, but that was after Enzo Fernandez slid about 3 yards. I'll take back my original statement. He's absolutely lumped him, and it's a clear penalty.
From up here, I actually thought he got the ball. He was absolutely nowhere near the ball.
It looks like he got the ball, didn't he?
Enzo Fernandez was clattered. He's on his feet. He's taking the penalty. It's 3-1. Sticks it away. Chelsea get their 2-goal cushion back just before half-time. Crazy challenge from Weghorst. Fernandes foul, picks himself up, sticks it away. Chelsea 3, Ajax 1, and another goal in Frankfurt. Conor McNamara.
And another goal for Liverpool, another header from a corner. This time it's Konate. 2 corners in quick succession after Van Dijk had headed earlier on. Liverpool, who hadn't scored a single goal from a corner all season, have now got 2 back-to-back. And Frankfurt, who led 1-0 earlier, are heading towards half-time, trailing by 2 now. It's Frankfurt 1, Liverpool 3.
Match of the day tonight, BBC One 10:40. There were 43 goals in the Champions League yesterday. Plenty more already going in this evening. I think actually just to watch it for the Weghorst challenge will be worth it tonight, Paul.
Well, make up your mind and just watch it once first. And I mean, we're right up here in the rafters, right at the back of the stand. But initially the challenge looked to be well timed. The ball went out for a goal kick, and then you actually saw it on the replay. Wow, that's a proper old-fashioned challenge, wasn't it? I mean, he's lucky to still be on the field, Weghorst.
So 2 out of 2 from the spot for Enzo Fernandez this season. Cole Palmer still out injured, and Pasveer very nearly gave the ball away to Buonanotte. Another poor clearance. Buonanotte couldn't control it, and we're getting replay after replay of Weghorst sliding in on Fernandes, who does exactly the right thing there, doesn't he, Paul? He shields the ball so that even Weghorst's long legs can't get there.
Puts himself in between Weghorst and the ball, and he knows exactly what's coming.
Yeah.
I mean, he telegraphed it, didn't he? When you look at that, he slid in from about 6 yards away.
Yeah, I mean, the pitch, ideal conditions to try and do that, but he got it all wrong. So, Weghorst's penalty got Ajax back in the game, down to 10 men. They're now trailing 3-1. They've got the ball here with Itakura. Pasveer, the goalkeeper, in for a first appearance tonight because Vitislav Jaros, the young Czech on loan from Liverpool, has been dropped to the bench. Pasveer keeps giving it away at the back, and then Fofana fouls Weghorst but gets caught in the face by Weghorst's arm. So Fofana is down hurt, but Ajax do get the free kick, and I think that is the right decision. Half-time in Munich. Bayern Munich 3, Club Brugge 0. Harry Kane's got 1. And Luis Diaz has 1 too. 5 minutes of added time here at Stamford Bridge, and we have played 2 of those.
Another opportunity for Ajax here as we're near half-time. Free kick on the far side, it was delivered in. Chelsea taking up a defensive line about 5 yards outside their own 18-yard box. Once again, markings only. The Ajax players spotted around, trying to find the spaces in between that defensive line. Important when you mark zonely like that, you can't get men between you. There's no spaces. Twice already this evening, Chelsea defenders have allowed runners to go through it. Very similar position to the last one.
We're back here on Saturday, by the way, for our 3 o'clock commentary in the Premier League. Chelsea against Sunderland. Newcastle Fulham will be on Sports Extra. High, swinging, deep free kick, looking for Sutalo again. Fernandes was fouled on the edge of the D, on the edge of the Chelsea penalty area. So Chelsea will have a free kick. And half-time in the Champions League, Real Madrid 0, Juventus 0. By the way, Paul, I was looking at some of the games we've still got to come in the Champions League. So in the next round of fixtures, we've got Liverpool against Real Madrid. Obviously, you'll be able to hear that on 5 Live and BBC Sounds. PSG, the champions, against Bayern. Bayern well ahead against Club Brugge tonight. Round after that, Chelsea at home to Barcelona. We'll be here for that. In the same round of fixtures, Arsenal at home to Bayern and Spurs away to PSG. It's cracking, isn't it?
It's throwing up some unbelievable games, isn't it? I think that the one negative is that, are we getting too used to seeing these big teams playing each other? Are we seeing quarterfinals and semi-finals played in these knockout stages? I mean, what is it, Manchester City, and they're playing the teams regularly year in and year out. That's maybe the one flaw to it, but I personally like it.
No, I love it. I was going to say that there's just the whiff of a grumble there.
Oh no, that would be the only negative. No, I think the bigger the games, the better.
Here's Esteval on the dribble for Chelsea. I've enjoyed watching him again this evening. He's just nudged to the floor. Then, it's another penalty. Bass has caught him just inside the box. If it was just inside the box, and the referee shrugs and says, "What can I do?" Ajax are complaining, but he's saying, if you keep committing fouls, I'm going to give penalties. Esteval had his back to goal. Bass was trying to get him outside the penalty area, and it looked like he's just caught Esteval as he's moving outside the box. He has a couple of nibbles. Esteval falls to the floor, and Chelsea at the moment have another penalty.
He couldn't wait to give it, could he? He loves giving penalties, this ref. I mean, he was right there, he was right on the spot, immediately pointed to the spot. Esteval was clipped, he was caught.
Right, Enzo Fernandez has given the ball to Esteval, who won the penalty. Esteval does have a goal already this season for Chelsea, having scored the late winner against Liverpool. There's the tangle of legs. Esteval picks himself up. Yeah, then there's a pen.
Yeah, it's
another pen.
It's, I mean, now, anywhere else on the pitch, it's a free kick, so it's got to be given as a penalty.
3-1 up against 10 men. And Enzo Fernandez has decided to give the penalty away. There's a yellow card there for Weghorst, who continues to complain.
He might not finish the game tonight, Weghorst.
No.
He could well walk tonight, Weghorst.
Well, last time they came here, they finished with 9 men. They're down to 10 at the moment. Let's see if Esteval can stick the penalty away. He's taking a long run at this from the edge of the box. Here he comes with a panache with the left foot. What a penalty! Fires it high to the right of Pasveer. Chelsea fans love him. What a night they're having in the rain tonight. Crazy game of Champions League football. Penalties everywhere. Chelsea 4, Ajax 1.
There is a young 18-year-old Brazilian full of confidence who is absolutely loving his football at the moment. I mean, the whole Stamford Bridge fell silent watching him. He didn't rush, took his time, took a long run up, had a little stutter, and then proceeded to absolutely ping it into the top right-hand corner of the goal. I mean, it's easy to take a penalty when your team's 3-1 up, but you're 18 years old, a new club. That's a fantastic penalty.
Half-time whistle has gone at Hillsborough. We'll get the details from Sarah Mulcairn shortly, but Middlesbrough 1 up away to the bottom club, Sheffield Wednesday, so closing in on Coventry at the top. Half-time details to come from Monaco Spurs as well, from Maz Faruqi. That one's goalless at half-time. So is Atalanta against Slavia Prague, and Marseille 1 up at Sporting. So Paul Robinson, we'll hand it back to Mark Chapman in just a second. We have seen 5 goals, 3 penalties and a red card.
Yeah, it's been worth coming tonight, hasn't it? Listen, Chelsea, with all the changes that we made, we did wonder how they'd perform. We knew that Ajax were a side struggling for confidence going into this game, but they've been detrimental to themselves, conceding the 2 penalties. Defensively, they've been very poor. They did have a go, they got down the other end, they won themselves a penalty. That was more Chelsea's lack of concentration and a silly challenge than Ajax's good play. I just do not see a way that Ajax get anything from this game. 4-1 now, down to 10 men. This is damage limitation for them, but the damage has already been done. You can see them walking off the pitch, dejected, arms down. Referees getting a steward escort off the pitch to stop the coaching staff and the players from Ajax getting to him. But they've got no one else to blame but themselves. This Chelsea, makeshift Chelsea side, they've done very well. Tonight it's about them putting their hand up now as individuals and putting in a performance and saying to the manager, I want to play at the weekend in the Premier League team. Yeah, bonkers stuff in the pouring rain at Stamford Bridge in the first half. And here's a bonkers stat to finish it as well, Mark. Mark Guiu was Chelsea's youngest ever goal scorer in the Champions League for 33 minutes tonight. So he scored Chelsea's first, and then Esteval from the penalty spot is now the youngest. Chelsea 4, Ajax 1.
Very good. Although the other thing that struck me in that first half, Ali, was I wouldn't mind you refereeing me in pub football if you thought that Weghorst challenge was fine.
It probably was all right in pub football.
It's these glasses. I'm still getting used to these glasses that I'm wearing at the moment, Mark. So, yeah.
I mean, as far as Ajax are concerned, Paul, it's just about making sure it's not 7 or 8 in the second half, isn't it?
Yeah, they were a wounded animal coming here tonight anyway. The manager under huge pressure, and I think the manner of the defeat will probably decide the manager's destiny. I wouldn't be surprised at all. We hate managers losing jobs, but the pressure that he's under and the way that they've started the season, and not necessarily the fact that they're 4-1 down, but it's the manner of the performance. They've got nothing. I'll be extremely surprised if they offer anything in the second half.
OK, thank you very much, both of you. Liverpool very much turned it around in Frankfurt. Conor McNamara.
Liverpool 3. The game started with Alexander Isak missing a few early chances. Liverpool feeling a bit nervous. Then Florian Wirtz lost possession outside the penalty area. Frankfurt broke all the way down the other end and scored. Former Leeds defender Rasmus Christensen putting it into the back of the net. 5th game in a row that Liverpool had conceded first. But Arne Slot's side held their nerve. 2 of the 5 changes to the team tonight combined to get the first one back. Andy Robertson's pass released Hugo Ekitike to score against his old club. If that was relief for Liverpool back to 1-1, 4 minutes later it was celebration. Virgil van Dijk powerfully heading in from a corner. First time Liverpool had scored from a corner in all competitions this season. It's Van Dijk's 30th goal for the club over the years, and every time he scored in the Champions League it has been a header from a corner. 5 minutes later Liverpool repeated the trick, this time Konate powerfully heading a third. It's his first goal in over a year, and Arne Slot will be feeling much better about things now. Frankfurt 1, Liverpool 3 at the break.
Well, goals and drama in the Champions League wherever you look, both tonight and last night. And then there's Monaco Spurs, Masfaruki.
Yeah, no goals in this one, Mark, but I think Thomas Frank will be very relieved his side haven't conceded in the first 45. A great chance in particular for Valérien Balogun, saved by Vicario. If he tried to find a corner with his shot rather than hit it centrally when he was 10 yards out, it would have been a Monaco goal. And the Ligue 1 side have been causing Spurs so many problems with pace down the left-hand side, in particular in the first half. Tottenham's best chance came from a mix-up really at the back from Monaco. They lost track of the ball almost. It pretty much went through everyone in the area, was almost pounced on by an unmarked Richarlison on the far side. Van de Ven and Danso have had a couple of headers as well, but at half-time it's Monaco 0, Spurs 0.
Pat Nevin is with us. I know you've been watching both Chelsea and Liverpool. And Liverpool, I'll start with Liverpool first of all, had to come from behind, but they have been the better side.
Yeah, they have been, but it was a bit of a surprise when they went that goal behind. But it was a very, very good goal. I mean,
it was a great goal, wasn't it?
The move was fantastic. Look, 2 touches, 1 touches, get to a really difficult angle as well. I think it went through Robertson's legs maybe, but pinged into the far corner. But yeah, Liverpool, like many other games this season, even recently they've been in charge and they've had more of the possession, but they made good use of it. And we said before the game that they're averaging 6.4 goals a game. Well, we've managed to get to 4 so far by half-time. I think they'll go over the 6.4, don't you?
Set pieces have been very good as well, haven't they, for Liverpool?
Yeah, and it's a big thing everyone talks about in the English Premiership just now, the fact that everyone's worked on it, not just, from Arsenal when they really made an art form, everyone else is working on it. And we know we're adding, free kicks and throw-ins, etc. to that as well. But the ball's put into the same place for both Van Dijk and Konate from either side. The noticeable thing is nobody near them. Absolutely total, complete clear space. So I don't think they'll ever score easier headers than they did there. But the quality of the ball has to be there, and they have to attack it, and they did so.
As far as the game at Stamford Bridge is concerned, you can't disagree with any of the decisions, can you? Really?
Maybe one.
Which one?
I have to say, I think Tosin's very, very fortunate.
Do you?
Yeah. When he goes down, he should be booked for the first one, for the penalty he gives away. Fine, no problem at all. When he goes down in Weghorst, who is a human threshing machine, he's not a footballer. He's a very strange human being indeed. We're watching him, and he goes down, and do you know what? Footballers know exactly where to put their feet, and I'm not convinced. He's the only one who knows if he deliberately brought his foot down, and the referee can't say that for certain. But he's a very, very lucky guy, because I would be uncertain about that one. And had he been sent off, I don't think you've had many complaints. But apart from that, all the other penalty kicks, yeah, fine. And Ajax just look A, ragged, and B, just not capable.
And therefore, I wonder from a sort of tactical and analytical perspective, what you end up getting out of this game from a Chelsea perspective. The most important thing is obviously 3 points and, the goals and so on and so forth. But I wonder when Maresca, with the analytical mind that he has, when he drills down into it, what you get out of something like tonight?
Well, my first thing that I did when Caicedo scored the second goal, and nice goal, although big deflection, was I wonder who's on the bench. Because that's exactly what you think then. This game's finished. There's no way that they're coming back now. Tactically, you're getting nothing to answer your question. It's finished. You're not against a good enough side that are going to test you in any way. But what you can do is you can give players a little bit of time, and Esteval getting a little bit more of the ball, getting that penalty kick near the end, very, very important for him as he grows into his Chelsea career. But he'll be looking over at the bench and thinking, right, who needs more game time? Which players on there need 90 minutes in their legs as well? So that's what you look at, I think, more than anything else, because this is more like a, I was going to say Europa League game. It's below that level.
It's like a Conference League, isn't
Absolutely.
it? Absolutely. Pat, for the moment, thank you very much. John Bennett, keep it across all the other matches this evening. Marseille have scored one of the goals of the evening and contributed to one of the silliest red cards of the week as well.
Sporting 0, Marseille 1. The fantastic goal you talked about was for Igor Paixão, their record signing, set up by Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. Then he cut inside edge of the box, Paixão. Lovely finish, but you're right, a twist just before half-time, because Marseille thought they had a penalty, but then it was overturned by the VAR, and Emerson Palmieri, former Chelsea player, was sent off his second booking for diving. So he's been sent off.
He did, though, as well, didn't he?
He did, yeah. It was a clear dive, so it was a really good decision, actually, by the referee. Elsewhere, Atalanta 0, Slavia Prague 0, Atalanta dominating, but no goals. Real Madrid against Juventus, Mark, is really low-key, 0-0. One really big chance, Kylian Mbappe, great save by De Gregorio, and it's Bayern Munich 3, Club Brugge 0. Harry Kane with yet another goal, 20 now this season. Luis Diaz on the score sheet as well. But Bayern Munich, Mark, have a new wonder kid. What a goal this was. Lennart Karl scored after 4 minutes. He's only 17 years old. It was a brilliant goal. Great turn, left-footed shot in the D. So it's Bayern Munich 3, Club Brugge 0.
Thank you very much. Earlier, Athletic Club beat Karabakh by 3 goals to 1, and Galatasaray beat Bodo Glimt 3-1 as well. Into the Championship, Sarah Mulkerins is at Hillsborough.
At the break, it's Sheffield Wednesday 0, Middlesbrough 1. The visitors could and should have been ahead by more. The sole goal came from Morgan Whittaker, his second for the club after scoring at the weekend. A smart low finish just 6 minutes in. Tommy Conway had 3 great chances to extend their lead, and Delana Bergzog forced an emergency lone keeper Joe Lumley into a smart save late on to keep them out. Not much doing at the other end for the hosts. They're just about to get back underway. It's Sheffield Wednesday 0, Middlesbrough 1.
The other 3 games in the Championship, 7:45 kickoff, so they're 10 minutes or so into the second halves in these. Swansea 0, QPR 1, and Swansea are down to 10 in that as well. Watford and West Brom level at 1-1 at Vicarage Road, and Wrexham lead Oxford by a goal to 0. 1 minute past 9. Bethan Holmes has your news.
The voice of the UK.
This is BBC Radio 5 Live.
A 15-year-old boy who murdered his classmate Harvey Wilgoose has been jailed for a minimum of 16 years. Mohammed Umar Khan stabbed him with a hunting knife at All Saints Catholic High School in Sheffield in February after they'd had an argument on social media. Harvey's mum Caroline has been speaking outside court.
He's been made an example of. I'm really pleased. Not just been 15 years, it was 16 years, and that he was named.
How do you feel?
Like a big weight's been lifted off my shoulders, to be honest.
One of the first migrants to be removed to France under the government's one-in, one-out deal has arrived back in the UK on a small boat. Our Home and Legal Affairs correspondent is Dominic Cassiani.
In this case, this guy said he'd been a victim of trafficking, according to the reporting by The Guardian, and as a consequence decided to come back to the UK. The fact that our courts have already said that if someone claims to be a victim of trafficking, that's not good enough for them to stay in the UK and not be removed back to France, because France is signed up to the same safeguards as we are.
Well, the Home Office declined to directly confirm the report, but says a migrant has been detained. And elsewhere, the International Court of Justice has said as an occupying power, Israel is required under international law to allow aid into Gaza and must not use starvation as a weapon of war. Given an advisory opinion, the court also said Israel had a duty to facilitate the work of aid agencies.
On Radio 4, the more you listen, the more you see.
It feels like Mad Hatter's Tea Party.
I'm Amanda Nucci, and this is Strong Message Here, where we stress test political buzzwords and phrases.
Ordinary people are slightly related to the Westminster bubble in the sense that they're not in it. And it's very, very burstable.
Every week, along with guests, writers and comedians, we'll cut through the waffle.
Like something out of the thick of it, innit?
Strong Message Here, decoding the doublespeak of politics. Listen on Radio 4 and BBC Sounds.
This is 5 Live Sports, the Champions League with Mark Chapman.
Listen on BBC Sounds.
Watford have just taken the lead at Vicarage Road at home to West Brom. They're now lead by 2 goals. Swan Rocco-Vata with that goal just before the hour mark. At the Women's Cricket World Cup, earlier England beaten by 6 wickets by Australia. Both sides have already qualified for the semi-finals. Henry Moran was there.
Well, here in indoor, Australia have underlined their position as favourites for this World Cup with a brilliant 6-wicket win against England thanks to a brilliant partnership. 180 runs between Annabelle Sutherland and Ash Gardner from just 151 deliveries, 98 from Sutherland, 104 from Gardner, both finishing not out at the end and making mincemeat really of England's target set of 245. Australia getting to their target with almost 10 overs to spare. Alex Hartley, World Cup winner, was watching on for Test Match Special. And Alex, this was a performance that just underlined quite how good Australia are.
Yeah, it did. You know, they're a world-class side. They get out of pressure situations when they are under pressure. Personally, don't feel too disappointed with that defeat from England because England haven't played their best game. Australia have done what they do. They find ways to win. But that partnership between Annabelle Sutherland and Ash Gardner was absolutely fantastic, and to be honest, they deserved to win after they both got up and around 50-60. They were so in control of the game, and it was just the only disappointing thing was Annabelle Sutherland didn't get her 100.
Well, I know, and they tried to give her the opportunity to, but in the end, Gardner was given the green light to smack 4 runs off Sophie Eccleston to get the job done. But England looked as though they were well in the game early on. Australia found themselves 24 for 3, 68 for 4, and you're thinking, well, this is on.
And that's what they do so well, isn't it? You know, when under pressure, they make the most of those situations. They absorb the pressure and they ride the wave so well. It's why they have been so dominant. But England put them under pressure, and England showed for a good chunk of this game what they're about. Ultimately, they were probably 40 runs shy of where they needed to be to really give it a good game. But taking early wickets is all that England could do to bring themselves into the game, but Australia are just too good in the end.
Australia are favourites for this tournament, we know that. England came into this game unbeaten with lots of belief that they could win the trophy. Is that belief dampened irreparably?
No, not at all. You think where this team were in January when they were playing against Australia, they looked deflated, they looked beaten. You know, they've played some decent cricket throughout this World Cup and they're finding ways to win apart from today, you know, but they kept themselves in the game. There were moments where, you know, that maybe became a little bit too easy for Australia with the bat, having 4 fielders out and allowing singles, but ultimately they just didn't get enough runs on the board. But they've shown, you know, I think they're a different team to what we've seen in the past.
Alex Hartley and Henry Moran. So Liverpool 3-1 up in Germany against Eintracht Frankfurt. They're back underway. Monaco and Spurs are goalless in the south of France, and they are just coming out for the second half at Stamford Bridge, where Chelsea are 4-1 up on 10-man Ajax. Back to Paul and Ali.
Before I forget, Mark, have you sent birthday wishes to Ian Dennis today?
No, I haven't. No,
needs to be done. Needs to be done.
Okay, thanks for that. I'll do. I mean, I haven't got anything else on my plate. I might as well do that now.
Good work. Happy birthday, Ian Dennis. We hope he's listening this evening. I know Mark and Ian had a game of golf together last week. That may well feature as part of the commentator's view recording this week.
Do you honestly think Deno's going to be sat listening to me and you the night of his birthday?
No, that's a very good point. Triple change coming for Chelsea. They lead 10-man Ajax 4-1 at half-time in this crazy Champions League game so far. Trevor Chalobah's coming on for Tosin. Andre Santos is on. And Tyreek George is on. and I have to say I didn't see the names of the other two who came off, so I will work that out for you in just a second. Kenneth Taylor was sent off in the 17th minute of the game for Ajax. Chelsea scored within 1 minute and 17 seconds after that. Moises Caicedo got them 2-0 in front with a heavily deflected shot. Then the Ajax penalty from Weghorst got them back in the game. Chelsea have since scored 2 more penalties. Enzo Fernandez absolutely clattered, taken out by Wout Weghorst. He picked himself up and scored, and then he gave the second one to Estevao, who scored his first Champions League goal for Chelsea. So Tosin is off, Enzo Fernandez is getting arrested. Mark Guiu is off as well, the young striker. Just wonder whether that is potentially with a view to the game against Sunderland here at the weekend. Estevao dribbling away down the right, chips across into the near post. Pasveer spills it initially in front of the Matthew Harding stand and is then able to bend down and pick it up. But Joao Pedro is obviously available for that game. But Guiu came off the bench, made a big difference against Nottingham Forest on Saturday. The triple change from Enzo Maresca saw Chelsea very sloppy in the first half, win that game by 3-0, and did okay this evening as well, scoring that first for Chelsea, but he is off. So Ajax defending the goal away to our right. Pasveer with a short little pass. Ajax in this sort of cream, light coffee coloured kit this evening. Rain continuing to tumble down at Stamford Bridge. They're trailing by 4-1. And Pat Nevin, Paul Robinson was saying at half-time, Enzo Maresca would be looking at the bench, seeing what he could do, who he could rest, try and manage the squad. And it's exactly what he's done at the start of this second half. With 90 seconds into it, Sutalo plays to his left-hand side. Ajax have knocked the ball out of play, and Chelsea have a throw-in on the right in an attacking position.
Well, Enzo Maresca will be looking at those forthcoming fixtures, and that's something that the managers do now. They look with their sports science staff and their coaches, and we hear the phrase so often about managing players' minutes and picking certain players for certain games. He'll have a team selection in mind already before this game, what he wanted to pick for the Sunderland game at the weekend. Listen, they've got Sunderland at home at the weekend, Wolves away the week after. They'll be looking at that as 2 winnable games, and they could really be on a good, strong, confident run. Then they go to Spurs, and then they've got Qarabag in the Champions League. So there's an opportunity for Chelsea to go on a nice little run at the moment.
Here's Estevao. Plays the ball back to Fofana. Fofana takes a little bit of a risk in possession there, loses it to Götze, but Caicedo appears on the scene, wins the ball. Lavia plays it through the middle here. Santos nearly in. Tyreek George! 5-1. Chelsea score within 3 minutes of the restart of the game. It could be any number at Stamford Bridge tonight, and Tyreek George, that may have been his first touch of the game. Sure-footed finish with the left foot. Chelsea 5, Ajax 1.
It's oh so easy for Chelsea. The gaps and the spaces in between this Ajax defence, the back four, they're all at sea. There's no real shape to them, no structure to them. Ball's played quite easily by Chelsea. 2 passes through the middle of the pitch, lands at Tyreek George's feet in between the 2 central defenders. Acres of space in the 18-yard box. Looks like it takes a slightly deflection on the way in, but that's it. That's the game. Literally, first minute of the second half, game over.
Right, another change coming for Chelsea right at the start of this second half. So they made the triple change at half-time. And coming on now is Josh Ashton-Pong, I can see. And it's Moises Caicedo's number who's gone up. So let's just check they've got that correct. While we do that, why don't we check in on Frankfurt-Liverpool? Conor McNamara.
Back underway for the second half. Frankfurt, who led 1-0, trail Liverpool 3-1 now. There's been a change in personnel. Federico Chiesa has come on for Isak, and the Italian has already had a decent chance. He swiveled and volleyed just wide. It's Frankfurt 1, Liverpool 3.
So Chelsea score a 5th, lead Ajax 5-1. They're down to 10 men, have been since the 17th minute. Pong comes on at right back for Moises Caicedo, who gets a break. So he'll be ready, refreshed and good to go against Sunderland at home. It's our 3 o'clock commentary on 5 Live and BBC Sounds on Saturday afternoon. And Ajax still showing some sort of defiance here, bringing the ball forward with Götze up towards the edge of the Chelsea penalty area. Chelsea possibly just sort of reorganising themselves as well, having made the 4 changes after the break in this game. And the ball is knocked away to the right wing for Ajax by Chalobah. Cross comes in, Fofana nods it down. Going to be so many chances, I think, still to come in this game. And Ajax also made a change at half-time. They kept it pretty quiet, but Paul Robinson has cleverly just spotted the big man, Wout Weghorst. We were enjoying watching him has come off at half-time. Davy Klaassen, former Everton midfielder.
Very much a
Dutch
defensive
international
change
as well.
Yeah, from
exactly.
Johnny Heitinga, very much damage limitation, and that's Mika Götze, and now he'll play as the furthest man up the field for Ajax. But currently, as we are now, our eyes are trained to the right-hand side. Very much a defensive line of 4, and just a midfield line in front of that, sat very, very deep.
Chelsea 5, Ajax 1. Chelsea coming at Ajax again. Lavia's shot just wide. Did it take a deflection? Yes. That's going to be a corner. Before we see that, Monaco Spurs, Maz Faruqi.
Still no goals. Ali, a yellow card for Richarlison, summing up his frustration, summing up Spurs' frustration, and Vicario forced to get down low to an Akliush chance this time. It's still Monaco 0, Spurs 0.
In the Championship, QPR 1 up away to 10-man Swansea. Watford now 2-1 up on West Brom. Wrexham leading Oxford by a goal to 0. Middlesbrough 1 up at Hillsborough away to the bottom club Sheffield Wednesday. If Middlesbrough win the game, they're a point behind Coventry at the top of the table. Estevao trying to slide a pass through. That path is blocked. Estevao then goes in to try and win the ball back, commits a foul. So that will be a free kick to Ajax, who probably cannot wait to get out of here this evening. Their fans have been brilliant so far tonight. Really noisy before the game, having a bit of fun in the first half. I'm not sure. I think patience is going to be tested in the second half now, Paul. This will not be fun to watch for Ajax fans.
No, I think there's looking over to our left, there's a few empty blue seats. I think the refreshments are rather being enjoyed on the concourse for now, rather than coming out into the rain.
Very wise. Remco Pasveer clears downfield, the Ajax goalkeeper. The ball is headed forward by Lavia, and it runs out of play for an Ajax throw just inside the Chelsea half. They sling that ball back into their own half. Here's Sutalo, the Croatian, plays across to Bass. Bass's left-footed ball. Fofana backpedals, heads it forward towards the halfway line. Buonanotte is there, chests it down, and with his left foot plays it back to his goalkeeper, Philip Jorgensen. And how hard, Paul, now is it to sort of make a meaningful impression on the manager, Enzo Maresca, when you're playing in such a weird game as this one, in terms of trying to break into that regular first team?
It's a strange game, isn't it? I mean, the way that it's panning out now, it's literally attack versus defence. Chelsea are just rotating the ball, pedestrian-like at times, but it's the big thing. I mean, we said before the game, the 10 changes that he's made, these are the players that quite often on a regular basis, when the Premier League sides are announced, they're the ones going on the manager's, knocking on the manager's door. I want to play, why aren't I playing? There's a game like this tonight, and in the first half they've certainly to a man put their hand up and given him every single reason to use them at the weekend. But now in the second half, it's a platform to go on and say to the manager, look, I can perform, and I can perform at this level.
Wrexham leading Oxford 1-0, but Callum Doyle sent off in the 67th minute of the game, so they're going to have to play the last quarter of that game with 10 men. Chelsea 5, Ajax 1, so the win will put Chelsea on 6 points from 3 games in the Champions League table. Next up, Qarabag away, as Paul was saying. Then a mouth-watering fixture here at Stamford Bridge when they welcome Barcelona. Estevao, slight figure, darts to his left, moves the ball to his right, dummies as if to go left again. Sutalo's not sure where he's going, and then he just tries to nip through a little gap, and Sutalo got a right foot on the ball and has a chance to clear from the left-back position in the current Champions League table. Chelsea sitting in 11th on 6 points. Liverpool 3-1 up away to Frankfurt, sitting in 12th spot on 6 points. 3 wins from 3 so far. PSG, Bayern, Inter and Arsenal all on 9 points, and Real Madrid, as the table stands, 0-0 against Juventus. They're on 7. So are Dortmund, so are Manchester City, and Newcastle in that top 8 at the moment. On 6 points.
They played well, didn't they, the other night, Newcastle?
Yeah.
I thought they were good against Benfica. I mean, I saw Benfica here against Chelsea in the last Champions League game, and Chelsea made hard work of that. And I thought Benfica under Jose, there'd be a tough nut to crack, and I think the way that Newcastle approached that game, the task for Newcastle has been able to compete on both fronts this season. But I was impressed with the way that they played.
Jude Bellingham has scored, so Real Madrid lead Juventus 1-0, so they could be a 3 wins out of 3. Benfica 3 defeats from 3, and Ajax heading towards that as well, and the goal difference taking an absolute thumping this evening. Achampong, one of the 4 substitutes for Chelsea, side foots a pass out to Estevao, who's really enjoying himself tonight, and the Chelsea fans are enjoying the performance.
Ali, he's special. He really is. He's going to be such a special player. I mean, you look at his age, you look at the fee that they paid for him. We saw him in the Club World Cup playing for Palmeiras. Big move for him from his the country he's come from the Brazil. playing different style of football, coming to a new country, playing in the Premier League. We all say how big, powerful, strong, fast the Premier League is.
Scoop pass through the middle. Bonanotte nearly got on to the end of that from Chalabar. It bounces into the arms of Pasveer.
Yeah, I don't think that they expected to use him as much as they have done, and to start games as well. And I say, he's one of those players that he just gets you on the edge of your seat. Whether you like Chelsea or not, you will love watching this young player. He's fantastic.
Scored from the penalty spot tonight in the most recent international break. Scored 2 for Brazil in their big win against South Korea. Here's Bonanotte, who's on loan from Brighton. Rain is relentless. Estevao nearly finds Bonanotte, edge of the penalty area. Ajax break it up. That's a foul this time by Estevao, who's going to get booked as well for that. Just so keen to win the ball back and keep Chelsea moving, and actually his teammates just pushing him away. He's trying to make complaints that it wasn't a yellow card, that it wasn't a free kick. I'm not going to call anything after the Weghorst penalty in the first half, Paul. I'm going to leave it to you.
It was just over-eagerness to win the ball back, wasn't it? But it's players like Estevao in this second half that Chelsea are going to need just to keep the tempo. I mean, it's so easy now. They're rotating the ball at ease, they're keeping possession, they're dominating the game, but actually it could risk just turning into a procession, as in possession-wise, knocking the ball about. And we all know what those games look like. But players like Estevao, they've still got pace, they've still got tempo. He has lunged into the challenge, he catches him, it's a booking. But actually, I don't mind that, because that's, it still gives the game something.
Conditions getting almost monsoon-like here now in West London. Match of the day tonight, Mark Chapman is hosting. 10:40 BBC One for all the Champions League goals. You'll find those on the iPlayer as well. Ajax player still down, receiving treatment after the Estevao challenge. Manager Johnny Heitinger standing there fairly helpless at the moment in the pouring rain. So after what you think will be defeat tonight, that'll be 1 win in 7 games for Ajax. And like I said at the start of the night as well, 3 defeats in the Champions League phase. You cannot afford another after that. Well, certainly based on last season's evidence in the league table, if you lost more than 3 games, then you weren't getting through even into that knockout phase. And just to remind you how the whole thing works, top 8 go straight through to the last 16, and teams that finish 9th to 24th go into that playoff round and play off in 2-legged games to get through to the last 16. Monaco Spurs latest, Maz Farouki.
It is still 0-0, but Thomas Frank has made a double substitution. So Sarr and Simons on for Bergvall and Bentancur. No surprise, really, that he's trying to switch things up, make something happen. Spurs really not at all performing in this match at the moment, and they've got half an hour to show something. Still Monaco 0, Spurs 0.
Chelsea 5, Ajax 1. Frankfurt, Liverpool, Conor McNamara.
It's an hour played, still Frankfurt 1, Liverpool 3. This is how it was at half-time. Liverpool had a free kick on the edge of the penalty area. Florian Wirtz took it. This was a chance for him to really make his mark. Yet to score for the first time for Liverpool. He got it on target, but it lacked power, and it was saved away. Frankfurt 1, Liverpool 3.
Chelsea with the man advantage, leading 5-1. Lavia's ball through, nearly finds George, might get a second chance. Ajax stick hands up appealing for an offside. They let the ball bounce dangerously inside the penalty area. Now the flag goes up, that will be an offside. And so Ajax will have a chance to clear their lines. Paul Robinson with us at Stamford Bridge this evening. I was just looking back, Paul, at your Champions League season with Leeds, 2000-2001, when that team got to the semi-finals. I was looking at games and names that you played in. I think this is absolutely unbelievable. So Besiktas away, 0-0. Barcelona at home 1-1, and I hate to remind you of the players that scored against you, but the names are so good that I'm going to have to do it. Rivaldo scores for Barcelona
in the 94th minute. I've kept him out long enough.
Yeah. AC Milan away 1-1. Serginho scores.
And guess who missed the penalty? Shevchenko.
Did he? When you say missed,
definitely missed. I was diving towards the other corner flag and he hit the post on the opposite side.
Real Madrid at home lost 2-0. Raul and Hierro score. Lazio away, Alan Smith scores in a 1-0 win
against Sven-Goran Eriksson's Lazio.
There you go. And then 3-3 at Ellen Road. Mihailovic scores twice and Ravanelli for Lazio. What a season. What a season. What an experience that must have been. Coming up to 15 minutes gone, second half here. Very different sort of game tonight in the Champions League. That's a foul committed by Achimpong, and that is going to be a free kick to Ajax in the inside left channel, inside the Chelsea half. I mean, do you have great memories, Paul, of that of that run, those games.
Wonderful memories. I mean, I was 19 years old. That home game against Barcelona, I still to this day, I hang my hat on it, that made my career. That made people stand up and take notice. That was my opportunity. I got an opportunity in the first team as a young kid. Nigel Martin got injured, the second choice goalkeeper at the same time got injured. I was number 3 when I first got my opportunity, and when played in the Champions League, to play in those games the way that I played in that Barcelona game, I still to this day say the career that I had was obviously the grounding that I had at Leeds, but that's what made people stand up and take note. Deno commentated on that, by the way.
Did he?
Yeah.
So I wonder how old he is today then, celebrating his birthday, Paul. If that's the case, people might be able to...
I know how old he is,
Do
but I was
you?
going to give him some stick. Do you reckon it begins with a 6? No, it doesn't.
No, I know that it doesn't.
No, it doesn't.
I know that it doesn't. Chelsea 5, Ajax 1. Half an hour to play here at Stamford Bridge. We're with you on air with all the reaction and the analysis to the Champions League and the Championship football tonight through until 10:30. Then Tony Livesey will take over. You'll find it all in the Football Daily podcast as well. Fofana plays a ball here to Lavia, midway inside the Ajax half. Achampong, right-footed pass comes out to Estevao, who's now on the yellow card. Left-footed cross comes in from the right. That ball is headed away. Achampong is underneath it, chested down by Lavia. Back to Achampong, 30 yards from goal in a central position. Wide to the right to Estevao, goes down too easily there. Bass just sort of body checked him, but fairly. Estevao goes looking for the free kick. Chelsea have the ball again. Ajax can't get out here.
They can't get the ball. They literally can't keep possession.
Chelsea have it on the left. Back it comes to George, edge of the box. George plays across to Achampong, tees himself up. Shot takes another big deflection, spins up in the air and would have dipped under the bar, but Pasveer is there and catches it with both hands.
Hasn't looked convincing tonight. Remco Pasveer coming in, the 41-year-old goalkeeper, for his first start. I imagine the way that he's played, his second one might be a long way away, coming into the side tonight. They've really struggled tonight, Ajax, they have. And I mean, this stage of the game now, 5-1 down, entering the last 30 minutes, they just can't get any type of possession. They look shell-shocked, the body language, they look like a team low on confidence, struggling for results, and coming here at a really low ebb. I worry for the manager.
Yeah. Chelsea's lineup now then in this second half, because there was 10 changes at the start of the game. Jorgensen in goal. You've got Achampong at right back. It's now Fofana and Chalobah as the two centre backs. Jarell Hatto, former Ajax man, barely talked about him tonight at left back, and Ajax now getting away, and Hatto's got some chasing to do because Morrow's on the ball on the right hand side. That's a poor pass. Lavia's in the right place to intercept. So Lavia and Andre Santos in that midfield. Santos, one of those subs on at half-time. Estevao, Buonanotte, Gittins is still out there, and Tyreek George replaced Mark Guiu at half-time. That's a brilliant bit of control from Estevao. Brought that ball down on his chest and immediately is on the move down the right, trying to get away from Bass. Bass gets a foot in. Estevao wins the corner, 5-1.
Very quickly becoming a crowd favourite, Estevao, isn't he? I mean, they say every time he gets the ball, playing on the right-hand side today, cuts inside on his left foot, very, very direct. He looks to draw a foul, win a free kick, win a corner, get past his man. Brilliant first touch, and then his first thought is just run at the defender.
Chelsea attacking this goal away to our right in front of the two-tiered Matthew Harding stand. Rain is still falling, has been since kick-off. Chelsea singing in the rain tonight. Very, very comfortable indeed. Helped, of course, by the early red card for Kenneth Taylor. Corner comes in from the right into the near post. Pasveer nearly made a mess of that. Just about got his body in the way. Ajax have hooked the ball away. Morrow will chase. Another change coming for Chelsea. 17-year-old Reggie Walsh is going to get onto the field. Good run into the penalty area from George. Plays it out to Gittins onto his right foot. Low shot, weak shot, straight at the goalkeeper, who bends down, picks it up and immediately classes the ball downfield with his right foot. Chalobah is underneath it and cushions a little header.
His players, the Ajax players, turn, look at the goalkeeper. What are you doing? We're under the cosh. He's just picked the ball up. He's caught the ball and he's just leathered it 70 yards down the field to nobody, straight back to Chelsea. The Ajax players have spent all the second half defending. They've just looked at him and gone, what are you doing?
Estevao says, let me have the ball. Here he goes, drifting in from the right. They want him to shoot. The opportunity wasn't there. Slides a little pass to his left-hand side. Back it comes to Lavia. Lavia scoop pass into the box. Pasveer comes, he spilled it. I think he was caught as well. Yeah, he's taken a whack in the head. So we're going to have another stoppage in play. Chelsea 5, Ajax 1. And almost with perfect timing with the break in play here. Another goal in the game between Frankfurt and Liverpool. Conor McNamara.
Liverpool's good night has just got a whole lot better. We're midway through the second half. It's now Frankfurt 1, Liverpool 4. Cody Gakpo is finishing off a sweeping move from Liverpool's attack. They look back in business. Crisis, what crisis for Al Islam? Frankfurt 1, Liverpool 4.
Romeo Lavia is coming off. 17-year-old Reggie Walsh is coming on. Made a substitute appearance against Lincoln in the League Cup this season. Was on the bench against Benfica. Chelsea fans delighted to see young Reggie Walsh wearing number 46 on the field. Pasveer back on his feet, looking a little groggy. Monaco Spurs latest, Maz Farouki.
Still 0-0 and another save from Vicario. Again, a pretty central effort from Golovin and at a decent height as well for Vicario to palm away. Monaco then have just gone wide from a header just wide of the right post, and more substitutions just about to be made from Thomas Frank. Still Monaco 0, Tottenham 0.
And 8 o'clock kickoff in the Championship tonight at Hillsborough. Sheffield Wednesday, Middlesbrough. Sarah Mulkerrins.
Sheffield Wednesday 0, Middlesbrough 1. It's much more evenly matched in this second half. A flurry of early chances for the host, couldn't find the breakthrough, and Joe Lumley up the other end has kept Middlesbrough out. Sheffield Wednesday 0, Middlesbrough 1.
So Swansea 0, QPR 1, Watford 2, West Brom 1, Wrexham 1, Oxford 0. All those games kicked off at 7:45. Results in the Champions League in the earlier kickoffs today. Athletic Bilbao got their first win of the league phase. 3-1 they won at home against Qarabag. And Victor Osimhen scored another couple of goals. He, of course, scored the winner against Liverpool earlier in the competition. Scored 2 tonight in the 3-1 win against Bodo Glimt. Atalanta 0, Slavia Prague 0 ongoing. Chelsea 5-1 up here. Liverpool now 4-1 up away to Frankfurt. Bayern League Club Bruges 3-0. Monaco and Tottenham still goalless, as we heard from Maz. Jude Bellingham has Real Madrid in front against Juventus. That is 1-0. Sporting 0, Marseille 1. Paul Robinson.
Well, you've not missed much. What do you want me to tell you? The goalkeeper's had his gloves off, he's had a little bit of treatment, and it's just taken him 15 minutes nearly to retie his ponytail. I think he's called time wasting. He's hoping that the referee doesn't add any more on.
Strange change that tonight. I mean, I do not follow Ajax regularly. They've got Vitislav Jaros on loan from Liverpool this season, who has started all the games. They lost at home against AZ Alkmaar. I have to confess I didn't see the goals, or whether he's been a little bit shaky recently, but Pasveer has not looked great tonight, has he?
No, he's looked really poor. I mean, Jaros is a 24-year-old Czechia international on loan from Liverpool. He's got a lot of experience. I mean, he's had loans at Notts County, Stockport in his younger days, Liverpool Academy, signed at Liverpool 2019 from Sturm Graz. He's had a good ground and he's gone to Ajax to play. Really strange decision for me tonight to bring the 41-year-old goalkeeper in, who certainly hasn't covered himself in glory to this point.
Back underway. Pasveer's ponytail is sorted. Chelsea lead Ajax 5-1. All Chelsea at the moment, sweeping into that Ajax halfway to our right hand side. Another goal in Frankfurt. Conor McNamara.
Yeah, safe to say Liverpool have shaken off the recent slump. They've made it 5-1 now. Frankfurt 1, Liverpool 5. The latest goal from Dominik Szoboszlai.
Thank you, Connor. So all those people who've shipped out the Liverpool players in fantasy football will be panicking now. 5 goals this evening. Liverpool back to business after 4 straight defeats. Here's Buonanotte, back to Andre Santos. Hatto gets a touch for Chelsea, plays it to Gittins. Gittins tries to knock it past the fullback and beat him on the outside. Rosa stuck with him, put a foot on the ball, knocks it behind for yet another Chelsea corner.
I think they needed that tonight, Liverpool. Obviously, not without stating the obvious. You look at what they've got to come at the weekend. They go to Brentford, and they've got a home tie against Crystal Palace in the last 16 of the Carabao Cup. But then they've got 3 games, 2 at home, Aston Villa, Real Madrid, and then they go to Manchester City. So it's a really tough run of fixtures for Liverpool.
Yeah, I think as well, their Champions League run after tonight, had they not won, does look tricky. Real Madrid at home, PSV at home, who thumped Napoli yesterday, Inter away, Marseille away, not easy, and they finish with Qarabag at home. That's a big win for Liverpool tonight. There's the corner from Chelsea, in from the left. Achimpong jumps. Buonanotte chests it down, then heads it down, trying to tee himself up for a volley. Couldn't get it away. A mistimed jump by Gittins, got lucky, the ball bounced over him, he was able to turn around and collect it. Here's Reggie Walsh, the 17-year-old, plays it to his right to George. Little step over from George, a lot of pace on the cross, and the finish at the far post from Estevao on the other side is wide of the target, but wasn't far away from sneaking in the far corner.
It's a superb piece of play again from Chelsea, this near side. Gittins it is, he gets on the ball and he whips it right across the box with pace and power into the path of Estevao. Goalkeeper once again, he's beaten, he's looking hopefully to his left-hand post. But thankfully for him this time, it just goes wide of his left-hand post from Estevao. But Chelsea they can turn it on at will. The possession's easy, they're rotating the ball around at the back, and when they want to turn up the volume, they want to put on the pressure, they can.
Sutalo flicks the ball forward for Ajax with his right foot. Santos wins the header for Chelsea. Chalobah has the ball at his feet.
It's so disheartening, this, Ali, when you're a player in this situation. I've been in teams when you're down to 10 men and you're losing heavily. Listen, I've been in a Blackburn team where we were 7 down at Old Trafford and the clock still said 20 minutes left. And honestly, it's the loneliest, longest place on earth. You keep looking at the clock and it hasn't moved. And that's what those Ajax players have been doing this whole second half. They're just chasing shadows. You look at the possession stats, they'll have had less than 20% possession.
Here come Chelsea again. Gittins, trickery on the left-hand side, tries the little nutmeg on Lucas Rosa, the Brazilian fullback. Still has the ball, moving away from goal, back to the edge of the box. Santos tries to slide one through to Tyreek George. I was looking at half-time. Ajax's record defeat in the Champions League, and I think European Cup as well, is 6-1 against Napoli. So 5-1 down with 10 men to Chelsea here, who have 20 minutes to play and lots of fresh legs on the pitch. If they're bothered here, Chelsea, there could be more goals for them. Sporting have equalised at home to Marseille. It's Sporting 1, Marseille 1.
What you say there, that's exactly right. If they're bothered. I mean, it's not if they're bothered, of course, they're playing, but they're playing so within their self. I mean, they're in such control.
Ball into the penalty area. That is an offside flag goes up against Tyreek George. So Frankfurt, Liverpool, what's happening there, Conor McNamara?
Well, the big news is, with Liverpool having put the game to bed effectively 5-1 up, is that they are bringing on Mo Salah. Second Champions League game in a row that Salah has not been in the starting 11 for Liverpool. Wasn't at his best by any means against Manchester United at Anfield at the weekend. But Mo Salah is being brought on here, and he should get, by the time stoppages are added on, a good 20 minutes in Frankfurt. Frankfurt 1, Liverpool 5.
OK, obvious question alert on the way for you, Paul Robinson.
I saw the way
you know what's coming. You know what's coming.
I wondered what it was.
Santos flicks a lofted pass out to the left to Gittins. Gittins running at Ajax defenders into that penalty area. Dummies the shot with the right foot, still there. Support on his left-hand side from little Reggie Walsh. Back it comes to Santos across to Achampong. Chelsea trying to pull Ajax apart and score a morale-sapping 6th goal in the rain, which has got a little lighter in the last 5 minutes or so. Back they come again to Fofana. This is like a training game at the moment in the half of the field away to our right. Maresca, the manager, stands hands in pockets. Itakura commits the foul here on Walsh. Free kick for Chelsea, maybe 27, 28 yards from goal in a fairly central position. So Liverpool have obviously found a bit of form, found the back of the net 5 times tonight, and Mo Salah wasn't in the team. Do you leave Mo Salah out in the Premier League at the weekend, or has he had a rest and you bring him back in?
That's down to opinion, and that's why the managers are paid to make those choices. He's made a big call tonight, left him out again tonight. Nobody's undroppable. When you've got the quality that Liverpool have got, you look at the squad and you look at the amount of money that they've spent, the players at the manager's disposal. When you find a recipe, you're not going to be able to put it out there every week. But is the team better without him at the moment? Recent form would suggest that, but it's only an hour or 65 minutes of a game. You can't knock Mo Salah for his numbers, for his regular performances and the way he is. Yes, he hasn't started the season as you would expect to, but when you set a bar as high as he's set it, anything less, people are going to talk.
Andre Santos has not scored for Chelsea before. He's dummied the free kick. Estevao hits it straight into the wall. It falls to Reggie Walsh. Ajax still have everyone behind the ball. Paul with us through until 10:30 tonight. Gittins cross in from the left-hand side. Oh, and the stretching effort in the middle should have been stuck away into the back of the net by Estevao again. He is absolutely everywhere and very nearly had his second goal. Nicholas Jackson, by the way, has scored for Bayern Munich. Bayern Munich 4, Club Brugge 0, currently on loan from Chelsea. Any goals yet in Monaco? Monaco Spurs, Maz Farouki.
No, you have taken them all tonight, Ali, and another big save from Vicario. Just a couple of yards out, the ball came to Taser from the left, the header from him, no, straight at the Spurs keeper, and once again blocked by Vicario. It is still somehow Monaco 0, Spurs 0, 78 minutes played now.
Half an opportunity for 10-man Ajax on the break there. Raul Morro, the little Spaniard, got away down the right-hand side, put the ball back into the penalty area. No one there, unsurprisingly.
He did really well on his own. I mean, the ball over the top to him. He was a willing runner. He chased it down the right-hand side, and when he actually managed to get the cross into the box, which in any other circumstance may have troubled Chelsea, there was only blue shirts there. Fell to nobody, to no avail.
Chelsea at the moment still missing Levi Colwill, Badia Shield. Gusto not involved tonight because he's ill. Cole Palmer's out injured, so's Delap, and Joao Pedro is suspended, so Joao Pedro will be available for the game against Sunderland. That's our 3 o'clock commentary on 5 Live on Saturday. Paul will be at Old Trafford for the 5:30 commentary alongside John Murray. That is Manchester United against Brighton. Big night of boxing from the O2 Arena on Saturday as well. The big fight, Fabio Wardley, unbeaten British heavyweight, against former heavyweight world champion Joseph Parker. Here's Esteval. Esteval shoots! Oh, and it hits Pasveer and goes flying wide of the left-hand post. I don't know how much the goalkeeper knew about that, but it remains Chelsea 5, Ajax 1.
I don't think he knew much about it at all. Lovely strike from the edge of the box. To give the goalkeeper credit, it was moving. He just kind of got stuck in a position with his arms by his side, but he moved his body to a side without moving his arms and just kind of swayed into the way of it. Very unorthodox by the goalkeeper.
Corner then for Chelsea. Esteval again. I'd say man of the moment, is boy of the moment really, Esteval. The 18-year-old signed from Palmeiras this summer. Here we get a good look from behind. Yeah, it sort of hit top of his left arm, left bicep there, Pasveer, swerving through the air. Corner into the near post, dealt with by Itakura. Headed behind for a Chelsea corner again.
He almost got out the way of it, Pasveer, then, didn't he? He almost did well to get out the way of it.
Chelsea 5, Ajax 1. Frankfurt 1, Liverpool 5, but still Monaco 0, Spurs 0 in terms of the English teams in the Champions League tonight. So if Spurs can get themselves a goal, get ahead and win the game, could be 6 wins out of 6 for the English teams. As Esteval gets on the ball again, you can tell by the noise, the excitement inside the stadium. Left-footed shot straight at Pasveer, dealt with it well, skidded off the pitch just in front of him, got his body behind it and made a good clean catch. And Ajax about to bring Yuri Regia onto the field into this game. Down to 10 men, 14 minutes left, 4-1 down at half-time, currently trailing 5-1. Buonanotte finds space, moves into a shooting area, dummies the shot, slides it through. George's back heel, looks for Buonanotte, nearly worked for Chelsea there, and had it got back to Buonanotte, he was 7 yards out with a clear side of goal. Esteval trying a few tricks and flicks again. Plays back here to Achampong. Achampong almost edge of the Ajax penalty area here. Chelsea have everyone forward. Gittins on the left. Buonanotte lays it off. Gets it back again. Starts a little run into the box. Cross comes in towards the far post. Hooked away from Esteval. Esteval's got Bass, the defender, behind him, holding him off at the moment. Trying to get hold of his shirt. Esteval wriggles away. Passes the ball across the face of the Ajax penalty area. And it comes to Chalobah. Chalobah exchanges a little 1-2. And Fofana's ball out to the right finds Tyreek George just outside the penalty area. Goes to beat the fullback on the outside, tried to beat him for a second time, couldn't quite do it, but still has the ball here on the right. Passes back to Achampong. Achampong plays back to Fofana. And Fofana passes the ball slowly across to Andre Santos. Forward again to Achampong, 5 yards outside the Ajax penalty area. That one can't get through, and Fofana goes jogging towards the ball to collect again for Chelsea.
Yeah, nobody wants to be that one who gives the ball away for Chelsea now. They're not really putting the ball at risk. Ajax is sat so incredibly deep. Chelsea just passing the ball around in front of them. Very comfortable possession, and nobody wants to be the one that takes that chance. The movement's slow, the movement's methodical. They do have their sparks, but at the moment it's all in front of Ajax.
Take you back to Monaco Spurs in just a second. The move continues. Cross comes in with pace and whip and zip from the right-hand side, but no one can get on the end of it. It goes out for a throw-in to Ajax in the right-back position. Full-time scores in the Championship. QPR have won 1-0 away to Swansea, who were down to 10 men for plenty of that game, and Watford have beaten West Brom 2-1. What about Monaco Spurs then, Maz?
Still 0-0 again. Monaco with a brilliant chance to go ahead. That's 3 now for Minamino, formerly of Liverpool, towing it over the crossbar when Vicario would have been beaten. Another one just over the crossbar just now and just wide as well. And subs 3, 4 and 5 been made for Spurs. Kolo Muani, Johnson and Spence have come on for the last 8 minutes plus stoppage time. Still Monaco 0, Spurs 0.
12 minutes plus added time remaining here at Stamford Bridge. Chelsea winning comfortably against 10-man Ajax. Liverpool winning comfortably away to Frankfurt. All the goals. Champions League match of the day with Mark Chapman. BBC One 10:40. Tyreek George's little pass down the right is collected by Walsh. Back to George. George corner of the penalty area. Slips a little pass here. Laid off to Walsh again by Santos. Walsh's side-footed ball is just behind Achampong, but Fofana is there. Chalabar chips one into the penalty area, nodded back to the edge of the box. Reguer, the latest substitute, gets his first touch for Ajax. Klaassen nearly loses it. Then Mocchio plays out from deep, but again Chelsea intercept on the halfway line. And here they come again, and George and Estevao seem to be switching regularly between sort of right wing, centre forward, inside right. But Chelsea at the moment can't find themselves a sixth goal.
No, they're interchanging very well. There's no real structure apart from the defensive structure that they've got, and everything is inside the Ajax almost final third.
Here they come again. George on the right-hand side. Ajax back deep. George shoots, couple of deflections, hits Mocchio, goes behind for the Chelsea corner. 10 minutes to play, plus added time. Chelsea 5, Ajax 1.
Yeah, starting to drift away now. The supporters from Stamford Bridge having one last song before they go. Avoid the rain. I mean, it's been a very convincing performance from Chelsea this evening. Made a lot easier by the sending off in the first half of Kenneth Taylor. It was an awful challenge. Think back, seems a long time ago now. It's been an uphill struggle for Ajax ever since. Give away the penalties. And Chelsea have dominated. They've controlled the game, other than a really short spell when Ajax got their goal with a penalty. Never ever looked in doubt this game.
Here's the corner for Chelsea from the right. Left foot of Estevao into the near post. Whole clutch of bodies in there. Knocked behind for another corner to Chelsea. Wrexham have beaten Oxford 1-0 tonight in the Championship. Chelsea's penalties tonight. The first scored by Enzo Fernandez. The second by Estevao. Marc Guiu got his first Champions League goal for the club. First Champions League appearance for the club. So by necessity, first goal. Caicedo with the deflected shot. Here's Buonanotte, who's just trodden on the ball as he tried to move himself into a shooting position. And sliding challenge on the way back there from Hato. Denies Raul Moro, and the ball goes out for a throw into Ajax. Left-hand side, inside the Chelsea half, and plenty of Chelsea fans, as Paul just said, now heading for the exits.
Yeah, Enzo Maresca on the touchline beneath us, applauding his players, deep in thought. But he'll be extremely proud of what he's seen from his players tonight, because you don't always get the performance from the so-called changes. You know, the Premier League side that's picked itself at the weekend, and then you play in a game like this and you look around you and you think, oh well, he doesn't normally play. I'm in a team where I'm not in a regular starting 11 berth, if you like. But the attitude and the application from these players tonight, they've been excellent.
Very tough start to life in the Champions League this season for Ajax. Inter at home lost 2-0. Marseille away lost 4-0. 5-1 down here against Chelsea. Still a good 10 minutes to play. Buonanotte forward to Estevao, suddenly popped up in the inside left channel. Gittins on his left receives it wide on the left. Foot in from Lucas Rosa. Gittins has another go at him, then rolls a ball back to Chalabar. He plays to his right to Fofana, who's going to play the full game for Chelsea this evening, which is encouraging to see. Reece James hasn't needed any football tonight. You imagine he'll be back in the starting lineup against Sunderland on Saturday. Chelsea moving the ball a little bit more quickly now. Get it out to George on the right. Step over, deflected cross into the box. It goes. Oh, the overhead kick from Estevao. Very nearly found the top corner. And that really would have been the icing on the cake.
No, it wouldn't have surprised you either, would it? Tariq George again looking lively down this right-hand side. The interchange with him and Estevao allowed Estevao to go into the centre-forwards position. Tariq George's ball across the box. It was kind of half cleared by the Ajax defenders. Popped up in the air to Estevao. Scissor kick, tried the spectacular overhead. And I tell you what, that wasn't far wide.
Double change coming for Ajax late in the game. Anton Guy, a full-back, and Kian Fitz-Jim waiting to come on. Talking about Ajax's miserable record in the Champions League this season, their record against English teams as well in European competition, since in fact they went to Tottenham and won the first leg of that Champions League semi-final in 2019 by 1-0. Obviously second leg they lost 3-2. They were 2-0 up and Lucas Moura got the hat-trick. So since that win against Spurs in 2019, after tonight it'll be played 12, drawn 2, lost 10. But as we said right at the start of the night, so much of that, Paul, is about the relative strength of English teams in European competition against teams like Ajax, who constantly have to sell the best players and recycle.
Absolutely. I think you can see that record against English teams, 12 without a win. I mean, that's a long time. I mean, you touched on it before, didn't you, about Chelsea's home record. Haven't lost at home the last 15 in the group phases, lost 2 of the last 60 in the group, and the league It's an incredible record for Chelsea, and I think the way that they're going now with this young squad of players, there's a lot of youngsters that have been brought in, blooded in these type of games, and gaining valuable experience. I mean, there was that other ridiculous stat that I showed you before the game.
Oh yeah,
about Chelsea. I mean, they're the only team in the Champions League that haven't given a minute to a player over 30 years of age, and that shows the average age of this Chelsea squad.
Yeah, mightily impressive from Chelsea. Second win in the Champions League phase is on the way tonight. Just over 5 minutes plus added time remaining here in Liverpool, heading for a big win in Frankfurt as well. So Anton Guy came on for Lucas Rosa at right back, and Kian Fitz-Jim on for Mika Götze, the left winger. Those were the last two changes for Ajax, who've only lost this second half 1-0, but scant consolation given the form they're in at the moment. And Estevao still chasing for that ball, trying to win it back for Chelsea inside the Ajax half. Ajax come back to their goalkeeper Pasveer. Pasveer has the ball at his feet inside the Ajax penalty area. Reggie Walsh tries to intercept the clearance downfield. It's nodded back to the goalkeeper as well. Sporting 2, Marseille 1. So Sporting have got themselves in front late on in that game. I've just seen my phone flash up with someone trying to get in touch with me about Celebrity Traitors tonight, on air at 9 o'clock tonight. I'm not watching it live. Do not get in touch with me about Celebrity Traitors right now, Paul.
Do you ever go out?
That is a brilliant show, by the way. It is an absolutely brilliant show. Very, very good.
I can confess to not seeing one episode.
I highly recommend it. The ball is played down the left-hand side for Ajax. They're trailing 5-1 here against a rampant Chelsea. Pasveer, the goalkeeper, receives it again. Has the ball at his feet inside the 6-yard box. All the reaction to tonight's football on the way through until 10:30. Conor McNamara has been watching Liverpool's big win away to Frankfurt. Maz Farouki is watching Monaco against Spurs at the moment. Here's Jarell Hatto playing back to his goalkeeper, Philip Jorgensen, who's had absolutely nothing to do tonight for Chelsea, other than try and save a Wout Weghorst penalty, which he should have done actually, Paul. Shouldn't he?
He got himself there, yeah, he did, and he was frustrated with himself, and that's the thing for goalkeepers tonight. I mean, a night of tonight, it was a free clean sheet for him, wasn't it? Coming into the side tonight, he's obviously struggled to dislodge Robert Sanchez as number one. Coming into the side tonight, it was almost a free clean sheet, but he was unfortunate with the penalty. Chelsea fans who've stayed will want a 6th goal to round off the night. Ajax fans singing and waving away to our left as Achampong plays the ball to the right. Credit to them as well, singing to each other there, unified chanting from the Ajax fans. 4 times winners of the European Cup. Here's Estevao on the burst into the penalty area. Is it? Could it be? No. Oh, he had to stop himself. He was desperate to give it the ref.
I thought it was going to be another penalty.
Oh, he wanted to give it. He could see him. His arm was twitching.
Yeah. Well, VAR will have a look. It's not over just yet. Having given 3 in the first half, all converted. Estevao so quick off the mark there, just darted through the gap.
I know we're laughing at the ref for giving the penalties, but everyone's been a penalty, hasn't it?
Chelsea coming forward again with Achampong. Ball is played to the right-hand side to Tyreek George. George running at tiring Ajax defenders, bedraggled. George holds off 2 challenges, plays back here to Achampong. Achampong stretches those long legs, gives the ball to Santos. They're 1-2 with Reggie Walsh, and then Buonanotte tries to turn. He's lost the ball, and it's back with Remco Pasveer, who smacks the ball downfield. Frankfurt, Liverpool, closing stages. Conor McNamara.
Yes, into stoppages, just 2 minutes being added on. It's job done for Liverpool. Frankfurt 1, Liverpool 5. Mo Salah, who's come on as a late sub, has just had a late chance. He tried to squeeze it through the legs of the goalkeeper, and Zetterer was able to snap his ankle shut. Frankfurt 1, Liverpool 5.
Sporting 2, Marseille 1. Sporting have just had a player sent off in the 90th minute there. Still a bit of time to be played. Bayern Munich have beaten Club Bruges 4-0, so they've made a very good start to life in the Champions League again this season. Harry Kane on the score sheet again tonight, so was Luis Diaz. Chip ball out to the right hand side, finds George. We're in the 89th minute of the game here at Stamford Bridge. Reggie Walsh on the ball, plays it to George, back it comes to Fofana. Fofana walking pace across to Chalobah. 10 changes made by Enzo Maresca tonight. I wouldn't be surprised if it's a similar sort of number for the game against Sunderland.
Well, if you look at this...
Oh, Esteval, brilliant flick here. Very nearly into Achampong, who made the run into the penalty area, and he couldn't quite bring it under control and get the shot away on goal. Full time at Hillsborough tonight in the Championship. Sarah Mulcairns.
Sheffield Wednesday 0, Middlesbrough 1. The visitors dominated the first half. They could have been ahead by much more than Morgan Whittaker's fine finish 6 minutes in. Wednesday were much improved though after the break. A host of chances led to some real nervy moments for Middlesbrough in defence, but they held strong for the win and they moved to within a point of leaders Coventry. Full time Sheffield Wednesday 0, Middlesbrough 1.
Thank you, Sarah. Paul, I just interrupted you doing some potential team change maths there. 5 minutes of added time at the end of this game. Chelsea lead Ajax 5-1.
Yeah, I mean, when you talk about the changes, you look at the 5 substitutes, it's almost 15 changes really, isn't it, when you look at the players that have been utilised and used tonight. Yeah. That shows the squad depth that he's got. George
plays across here to Chalobah. First pass forward intercepted. Chalobah got a second go. It's nodded back to the goalkeeper. Pasveer, do we really need 5 minutes of added time? I hear you cry. Chelsea 5, Ajax 1. Earlier on today in the Champions League, Athletic Bilbao 3, Qarabag 1. Galatasaray 3, Bodo Glimt 1. Still Atalanta 0, Slavia Prague 0. The full-time whistle's blown in Frankfurt. Connor.
And Liverpool in the end made it look very, very easy. They were made to sweat. They've won by 5-1 when they went 1-0 down. The former Leeds defender Rasmus Christensen for the German club. But Liverpool getting their act together. Ekitike against his old club. Headers from corners from Van Dijk and Konate. Gakpo and Szoboszlai were to round it off. Frankfurt 1, Liverpool 5.
And their game this weekend, Paul, you said to me, is Brentford, isn't it? It's the Saturday night
Liverpool
game,
are away at Brentford.
Liverpool away at Brentford.
And then they've got Palace at home in the last 16 of the Carabao Cup.
That's right. Yes, I'm going to be there for that one. Bayern Munich have beaten Club Brugge 4-0 tonight. Monaco and Spurs still goalless. Real Madrid deep in added time, 1-0 up on Juventus. And Sporting now down to 10. Lead Marseille 2-1 in the Championship tonight. QPR 1-0 winners at Swansea. We just heard from Sarah. Middlesbrough just a point behind Coventry now. They've won 1-0 away to Sheffield Wednesday tonight. Watford 2, West Brom 1, and Wrexham 1, Oxford 0. 3.5 minutes to play here at Stamford Bridge. Ajax finally have a little bit of possession. I don't think Chelsea are too bothered about that. They are winding down. Morrow's making a run on the right. Hatto looks like he's got it covered. Had a couple of goes at that. The ball hit his left shoulder, brings it down, plays it back to Jorgensen. Jorgensen all in bright orange, the Chelsea keeper. Clears with his right foot, tries to find George White on the right. It's beyond him and goes out for a throw. Here's your stats then, Paul, from tonight's game. Chelsea 5, Ajax 1. Chelsea with 67.2% possession, an XG of 3.56, 22 shots, 10 of them on target.
Yeah, they've been very, very dominant from start to finish. Like we said, there was that slight blip in the first half when Ajax ventured forward and dared go in the Chelsea box and inadvertently got themselves a penalty, and that did just cast a little bit of a doubt in the mind. Supporters maybe on the pitch as well. They had 2 or 3 minutes of decent possession, got forward again, but from that it's just been all Chelsea, all one-way traffic. And as soon as Ajax went down to 10 men, it was almost done at that point, wasn't it? The 10 changes for Chelsea, they've come in tonight, they've done an excellent job. You can only beat what's in front of you, is the old saying, and they've done it, and they've done it well, and they've impressed.
Yeah, home win against Benfica in the Champions League last time out. Tonight, big win against Ajax. Next up, away to Qarabag. Ball out to the right-hand side. Here's Tyreek George. George is going to have another run at this Ajax defence, heading for the byline. Little drag back there, forced away to the corner flag. Plays back down the right-hand touchline. The full-time whistle has blown in Monaco. Maz Farouki.
And somehow it has finished 0-0. Monaco so on top, but not finding the corners of the goal with strikes, with headers, several efforts straight at Vicario, who's been head and shoulders Tottenham's best player tonight. It's finished Monaco 0, Tottenham 0.
So Tottenham started the Champions League campaign with a 1-0 win against Villarreal. That is now 2 draws. So unbeaten still, 2-2 against Bodo Glimt. They came back from 2-0 down there, 0-0 against Monaco tonight, currently sitting 15th in that table.
They're in a tough run as well at the moment, Tottenham. I know we know they lost at the weekend against Aston Villa, a draw at Monaco. They've got to go to Everton, go to Newcastle, and then they're at home to a very strong Chelsea side. They're in a tough patch at the moment, Tottenham.
Last knockings of this one at Stamford Bridge. Both managers standing there almost shoulder to shoulder, waiting for the full-time whistle, waiting to shake hands. Enzo Maresca will obviously offer some sympathy. Kenneth Taylor sent off early on in this game, which gave Ajax absolutely no chance, but Maresca will be delighted that Chelsea have made it 4 wins in a row in all competitions, 2 wins from 3 in the Champions League. He's been able to rest a load of players as well. Late attacking chance for Ajax. Fitzjim plays the ball to the right-hand side. Forward to Morrow, who's been one of the brightest sparks for them this evening. Looks to get the return ball into the box. Clever bit of defending from Hatto. Just knocked it into the shins there of Anton Guy, and it goes behind for the Chelsea goal kick. 20 seconds to play, and then it will be a merciful release for Ajax, Paul.
Yeah, I mean, they've been waiting for the final whistle ever since that 5th goal went in just after the half-time. I mean, it's been a soul-destroying second half for them. Very, very good confidence building for Chelsea. I mean, I've not seen a team this dominant in the Champions League for a good, hour of the game. Been impressive.
There we go. Full-time whistle blows at Stamford Bridge. Managers shake hands. Johnny Heitinger, the manager of Ajax, turns ruefully, looks down at the ground, thinks, what else could I have done tonight? But it is a thumping win for Chelsea and Enzo Maresca. A 4th in a row in all competitions, helped out by the sending off of Kenneth Taylor early in the game. 17 minutes in for a reckless lunge on Facundo Buonanotte. Chelsea scored, took the lead within 1 minute and 17 seconds of that. Mark Guiu scored that one. Caicedo got the second with a heavily deflected shot. We thought we might have a game on when Ajax, even with 10 men, got a goal back from the penalty spot. Then it went a bit bonkers towards the end of the first half. Chelsea winning 2 penalties and scoring them both. And they only added 1 early in the second half. Tyreek George off the bench to score that. But it doesn't matter really, Paul, does it? Goal difference improved, 3 points in the bag. Players rested. Great night for Chelsea.
Couldn't have gone any better for the manager. The performance that he wanted with the changed 11, the substitutes he brought on. Talk about the starting 11 that changed, the 5 substitutes that changed as well. So there's 15 in all, almost changes from the weekend. Yes, they've got a squad depth, but they've got players, young players, that are gaining vital experience, and they're getting opportunities in games like this. Jamie Gittins, Estevao, Buonanotte. I mean, Buonanotte was on loan at Leicester last year from Brighton, and he started the last 2 Champions League games. They've got strength and depth. They've got players that are getting Champions League experience. And for what Enzo Maresca wanted this evening, it could not have gone any nearer script.
And in terms of players who stood out, would Estevao be the one?
Head and shoulder. I mean, he's brilliant. I just love watching him. I mean, every time, as I said to you, he's one of these that gets you on the edge of your seat. He's a crowd exciter. He's a crowd pleaser. The fans here love him already. He looks dangerous every time he gets the ball. Even at 4-5-1, he's chasing everything down. He's still trying to score again. But I think, listen, Enzo Fernandez was probably one of the more experienced ones in there. Gittins as well tonight on the left-hand side. He impressed me, put some dangerous balls in. I just think it's been a successful night all around for Chelsea this evening.
So reaction on the way to Chelsea 5, Ajax 1, Frankfurt 1, Liverpool 5, Monaco 0, Spurs 0 in the Champions League. Pat Nevin will join us. Paul Robinson will be here through until 10:30. In the Championship tonight, Middlesbrough have cut Coventry's lead at the top of the table to just 1 point with their 1-0 win away to Sheffield Wednesday. Elsewhere, Swansea 0, QPR 1, it finished. That's Swansea now 5 games without a win at home. Watford beat West Brom 2-1. That's a first win for Javi Gracia in his second spell in charge at Vicarage Road. And Wrexham 1, Oxford 0. Wrexham's first second-tier win at home since 1982. There is plenty that's happened in the football tonight. Half an hour of reaction on the way here on 5 Live and BBC Sounds. That comes after the news with Beth and Hopes.